Warning. Warning. This is not a test. This is not a test.
Alright, let me get my... It's...
Welcome everyone to tonight's coverage of the Full-Length Cup Challenge here from Texas Motor Speedway here on Maconi Entertainment. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing, including the Goat Walker Racing Series, the Full-Length Cup Challenge, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince. Alongside me is Kirk Mills with DJ Lyon working the controls, arts producing, using cameras provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Tonight, Kirk, we go to the Lone Star State, Texas Motor Speedway. It should put on a dramatic show. What are your thoughts on Texas?
Oh, it's a hot day here in the Lone Star State. Oh boy, it's gonna be a slick track. All these cars out here, it's gonna be a very difficult track. All the drivers are talking about it. They had to go in here in the warm-ups and get their cars set up just right to be able to make it work out for them. And man, it is just gonna be a one hot night here tonight here in Texas. It's gonna be a day race and it's gonna start 2:30 local time, so not quite a night race, but it will be hot. 130. The track temp is just absurd, and it's gonna make it really entertaining for all of us.
So far, Lucas Hoitzma, the only multi-race winner of the season. 2 wins on the campaign. 9 different drivers have gone to the victory lane after Talladega week. Hoitzma coming away with the win last time out, though, in dramatic fashion. Kirk had to hold off the pack in the end, putting RH Motorsports to victory lane in the 188 lapper at Talladega.
Yeah. After that race, I went back and looked at it. A lot of cars, that big crash. We got Hoitzma that made it through, made that pass to be able to win that race right at the last minute. Held off everybody, and it was just chaos all race. But he did a great job of hanging on and getting the win in that 97 Sunny D race car.
So far, RH Motorsports so far has been the team to beat this season. Near 200 points up now with the next competitor, Fortis, with the way things have shaped up. It's more than 400 points back to Dirty South, who has overtaken Team Conti without things gone in the standings. Precision Speed of note on the rise a bit. They are 7th in your team standings so far this season. Let's look at the standings entering today at Texas Motor Speedway. 45 cars, yet again, ready to attack the racetrack. That's going to make things pretty wild once more here at Texas, you'd have to think, Kirk.
Oh, definitely, especially with 45 different cars. You got to think of it, man. I mean, it's amazing that we're able to keep 45 cars coming back to the track every single week, and they are out here and excited, and they want to go out there and try and win. And, you know, even a top 20 to some of these guys is what they consider a good day. So it's going to be exciting to see how it's going to play out tonight with this hot track. It's going to be slick. It's going to be a lot of fun. That is absolutely sure.
Qualifying took place on Friday and Saturday. That means it's just about time to see how they'll line up today after setting the whole grid. 44 of those 45 are here today. Ralph Hutchinson setting the pole time this week. He'll start on the pole alongside Jonathan Delaney. Row number 2 features Nicholas Froman. Bobby Anderson gets a top 4 qualifying run. He'll start to the outside row 2. Tommy Gossett makes a start again today alongside Adam Benefiel in your top 6. 7th Scamont going to Billy Breckley. Sean O'Brien Jr. will start in 8th in the 65 car. Nolan Hodgson rounds out the top 9. Jason S. Taylor is in 10th for this evening, Kirk.
Starting in 11th will be Lucas Hoitzma from Indiana. To his outside will be the number 4 of Matt DiCiani, starting in 12th from Illinois. Starting in 13th will be Paul Hill from Florida in that 26 car, and to his outside will be Clayton Hoffman from the Mid-South in that 92 car. Starting in 15th will be Derek Heitman in the number 76 from the Midwest. To his outside will be the number 35 of Ben Tracy from the Plains. 48 car will start 17th. That is Tyler Hunter from Ohio. And starting on his outside will be the number 71 of Hunter Truell from New England. And starting 19th will be Kevin Zosiak. And to his outside will be Dustin Hall. And then finally, starting at, that's the end of all of the top 20. There you go.
Neil Pearson starts 21st, Tanner Martin 22nd, Komacheski alongside Dyson. Then it's Mesnard and Dave Hoytsma, 26th position. The rest of the field continues to scroll through on your screen here tonight. Kirk, your keys to a good race tonight from Texas.
Survive. I don't really know how it's going to go. All these setups, each one of the drivers were not expecting a really hot race from what I've heard from all the drivers today. Nobody was really expecting it. However, it seems like we're getting it, and it's hotter than the officials, so it is going to have to be how well can you adjust your car. And all these guys really only had about 45 minutes to work on it during practice, and now they are going to go out there and see what they can do and learn on the long run. So pace cars coming through turns 3 and 4, and we're going to get the green flag from Texas here in just a moment.
267 lap stages, laps 80 and 165 tonight. And it is much hotter than officials, 126 degrees Fahrenheit, the track temp. Green flag is out, we're underway from Texas.
Ralph Hutchinson leads him down into turn 1. Nicholas Vroman right on his tail. That pink car, that'll be an eyesore for your eyes all day. It looks kind of purple on your screen today. Pink the last few weeks, but it looks a lot brighter purple as of this racetrack's in the lighting here. Everybody gets single file for the front 3 spots as they're battling for 4th right now between the driver of Tommy Gossett in the 5 car and Bobby Anderson in the 5. Gossett looks to have the advantage out of 4.
Good pass, and that moves up the Victory One machine into the top 4. Now the major thing to consider here early, Kirk, have to save those tires. If you push these tires over the limit, you're going to be in a world of hurt past lap 15 or 20 in the run.
Absolutely right. You push these tires and you're going to be screaming for help after just maybe even 20 laps, 15 laps with how hot it is. I wouldn't imagine it being any sooner than that. So it could be, but right now it looks like the front group has single filed out. There are some areas where battling may be going on. Back for the 10th place spot right now is what we're looking at, is the 65 of O'Brien, I believe, is trying to battle there with Hodgson. O'Brien's got it right now, but they have single filed out. And Jedi Taylor just got the fastest lap, so he's running 7th, but that will change throughout the day, I am for sure. That will change as they are 3 wide back in the back of the pack between multiple cars. They single file it out. 35 of Ben Tracy back there. This is back for the 17th place spot. If we go back there, there's a huge battle, 3 wide. Komacheski's involved and Zosiak as well.
Caution flag is out for the first time already, though. And only comes out of lap number 4. Alex Murray collected. He was charged up to 41st spot and now has significant damage after some 3 wide racing in the back.
Yeah, it looks like just slight amount of impatience, I think, here. Take a look. These are guys battling for 40th right now. You can see that 7 car. I think the 30 had a little checkup moment and got involved in the 7 there. We're going to have to look at that at another angle. It was a very unusual crash. They came out of the corner. The 30 car had to check up for the 98 who went through the grass. The green car up there on your screen. He's going to cut through the grass here. He has to check up the 30 car, and that checkup led to a move that ended up putting the 9 and the 7 car heavy contact into the wall. And I think their days might be done unless they can get those cars repaired. They have a long way to go, but that 7 car looks pretty toast.
Yeah, that 7 machine hit the wall in qualifying. That's why they started dead last in the field today. The onboard as the 9 shoots up after contact to the inside, and that decimates Alex Murray. He is officially done for the night. He just confirmed over the radio. So already 1 caution flag here tonight. Now we look to see how the field gets ready to stack things up. Most of the field keeping it quite simple. Ride the bottom in 1 and 2. Save those Goodyear Eagles to make sure you don't burn things up. Now we'll have to see how long that lasts. Of no, Carl Dodson picked up significant nose damage in that incident. This is also a quickie yellow racetrack. these caution flags go very quickly. How quickly, for those wondering? Usually it's 2 to go when drivers come down pit road, so it is one of those tracks where we're expecting yellow flags to be fairly quick.
That is for sure. I just had an audio issue there. I've returned. I think we are back and good to go here. Multiple cars coming down pit lane. Only a few, it looks like. Only Gregory Robinson's one of them. A few others came down, but not too many that wanted to come down too early, I think. So we're looking at Cameron Stone down to 57. Interesting to see him down pit lane. Not sure exactly why he chose to do it so early.
Yeah, a couple people just selecting to come down and top off on fuel, it looks like. Cam Stone towards the back, same for Robinson. 25 seconds of repairs, it looks like, maybe, for the 19 machine at Princeton that elected to come down after starting in the 30s for tonight. Outside of that, front of the field looking to get things all squared away. Double file, this time by Hudson over Delaney, Vroman, and Gossett, your top 4. Here's a look at Andrew Dyson. Dyson, laser focused in the mid-pack.
Yeah, something about Dyson. I've always told him this, especially in our pre-race interview. Whenever he's out here and he's always driving really comfortable. The phrase I like to use for him is comfort. He hopes to stay calm just like he is now. Look at him, he's just so relaxed. He looks like he could be doing somebody's taxes instead of driving a race car. Here he is. And I think he's going to be trying to survive here. He's in the back of the field. He's got a long way to go, and he's just doing to stay calm and get them one at a time.
It'll be a fun restart coming up here for these drivers. We'll see who's willing to push and who's willing to ride to save for the long run. Remember, all the way to lap 80 for the first stage, they will have to pit at some point here in stage 1 under green flag conditions, likely, if it comes down to it. Again, it's Hutchinson, Delaney, Vroman, Gossett, Anderson, Benefield, Taylor, O'Brien, Hudson, Brickley amongst your top 10 starting positions for the restart. His car is off, all set to go for the restart zone, back underway.
All right, so back of the field had a little bit of a checkup on both lanes. There's going to be a slight gap from about 15th on back to 37. Kevin Zosiak did not get going, but up front the battle is for second. You see the 6 car of Delaney and the 95 of Roman trying to make it work there for the second place spot. I think Delaney's going to have to run down the back straightaway, but going into turns 3 and 4, it's really easy to be able to get a good run on the bottom. We'll see if Roman's able to use that, and he does, and he will take second place as Delaney drops back to 3rd.
Delaney just letting him on go. Remember, they are shifting here today of note. They're using a lot of 5th gear down the front straightaway, maybe turns 3 and 4, mostly 4th gear around the racetrack, though, with that slow rolling turn 1 and 2. Anderson slow rolling his way in 6th, losing a little bit of ground to the cars in front.
Anderson's just trying to hold on right now. He's running about a quarter lane up, which ain't much, but it's enough to where the tires are going to be a little hotter than everybody around him if he isn't careful. He's got to be able to find a line and get down to that white line. That white line is the best friend as they're wrecking on the front straightaway. We want Petrovic. The 30 cars involved as well. We got a caution out for the second time today on lap 10. Juan Petrovic's involved in the 90 car. He has no more rear bumper there, and he is going to end up bringing out the second caution. I don't believe it was his fault necessarily. We're going to have to take a look at this caution right here and see what happened. It happened coming off of turn number 4. Let's see here, the 90 car on the bottom here. 30 hit the wall and just turned the 90. You hate to see it. Juan Petrovic, he got wrecked early in Talladega on the opening lap, and just 10 laps into this one, heavy rear end damage. He's definitely going to be able to get that car repaired, but it'll be a few minutes before he's ever going to be back out here and somewhat competitive. So hate to be it. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that 30 car of Owens unfortunately just seemed to run out of racetrack early in this race when you have the most grip. So it was a little confusing, to say the least.
So some hard contact. Again, with the 30, that's already now going to be 3 drivers at least with significant hits here today. No meatball flags, though, from this impact right about here.
Man, can you imagine? You think you're feeling just fine early in the race, coming off turn 4, and then all of a sudden you just get walloped in the right rear and spun right into the outside wall. Yeah, I hope he's okay after that one. Glad we're running in a simulator. We got only a few cars coming down pit lane again. I'm seeing the 30 car of Owens, who had damage from that incident, as well as Hastings in the 81. I also see Hunter Truell down there, O'Brien, Hoytsma, and Taylor. Hoytsma's kind of a surprise there. Did not expect to see him down this early. However, he comes down and he's going to be pulling out. And I think he's going to be first off pit road, which doesn't say much with the amount of cars that chose to come down.
Bit of a surprise for Jason S. Taylor, too. But remember, we mentioned 80 laps would be the distance for the stage. You can be, if you save fuel, potentially get to the end of the stage. You just have to save aggressively hard, Kirk. These cars usually around 65 laps on the fuel tank here. So there is a chance that drivers like Jason S. Taylor, if it goes green, may cycle to the stage lead, depending on what happens here, since the fall off isn't as aggressive as some other tracks.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, I'm just surprised he would waste a set this early in the run. I mean, that's what I'm talking about here, is that maybe, I'm not talking about gas. Sure, I mean, gas is going to be a problem, but with how hot the track is, I don't think that we're going to get that many long runs. I mean, we've seen already 2 cautions in the first 15 laps. I mean, that's saying right there that, I mean, if this trend continues, and we like trends up here in the booth, I always like to say that, we like trends. They tend to continue doing that. So hopefully they'll get a little calmer under their heads here. Cooler heads will hopefully prevail, and we'll see if they can, you know, get to the end of where we could have a long run. But the issue is that they came down and took some tires. That's an extra set they cannot use at the end of the race. And, you know, sets are going to be kind of valuable coming to the end of the race. So I'm just surprised they came down now. I know that you're going to have to, you know, save everything you can just in case of a late race caution. But yeah, I mean, it's just interesting choice, and we'll have to see how it plays out over the course of this restart once we get back going. We're on the 1 to go signal right now, but Ralph Hutchinson having the best start of his career since Bristol here earlier this year, when we saw him do really well battling Lucas Hoytsma. Came up just short, getting second there at Bristol, but now he's up here. And he has the lead, and he was able to scoot away both restarts. But we'll see if he's able to do that again, as we have that purple car up there on the outside of Nicholas Vroman trying to challenge him once we get this green flag back underway.
Almost ready to get back rolling here. It's still Hutchinson as your leader. Of note with some of the pit stops, Paul Hill and Matt DiCiani both moved their way inside the top 10 for the restart. They get ready for the first gear restart this time around. Green flag is back out. Hutchinson with a good launch. Already off and away as Vroman gets himself in a line.
Now we're going to be able to see that. I think that lead position is going to be a benefit all day. You get a better jump than everybody around you, and you're going to be able to hang on to that lead spot as long as you don't spin the tires. Coming off of turn number 2, they are single file for the front 7, it looks like, until you get all the way back to that red car right there. You see side by side, he pulls into line, and now the first side by side battle is with Tyler Hunter and the 62 of Neil Pearson battling out here just outside the top 10. That is your first side by side battle on the track with a 2 car of Dylan Simpson. I believe, trying to battle here, trying to get ahead of Neil as he enters a little more shallow. Remember that outside line where Kumacheski and the 62 of Pearson are running up there really wears those tires. So you kind of want to get down as quick as you can, especially with this track temp. Being as hot as it is, it's going to make your tires real hot, real fast, and you'll lose them. So you want to get down quickly.
And unfortunately for Hunter, that doesn't seem to be coming quickly because Neil Pearson has the momentum to be able to get to the fender in the 62 machine. Again, his goal coming in today, just wanting to finish a race. And right now, he's already up to the 14th position after starting in the 20s for Dirty South.
He was the most blunt of some of the guys that we spoke to from Lunar Esports there in that 48 car. He told us very clearly he just did not want to get involved in anybody else's mess. So right now, just stay single file and he'll be able to continue that. Throughout the entirety of the front part of the field, I don't see any side-by-side battles all the way back until you get to about 35th when you see the 37 of Cliff Mullins battling with Gregory Robinson. But up front, those battles come quickly and out of nowhere. You see, just like that, we have two new side-by-side battles. The 5 car trying the outside line, DeCiani to the bottom, trying to make the bottom line work. We know 3 and 4 is great on the bottom, but it does make the car a little loose as Billy Brickley enters the picture in the 44 car with a new paint this week. I do like that 44 car. Has a kind of an underdog feel to him when you watch him on the track, and he's doing really well, just inside the top 10 now, passing Bobby Anderson. So a great start to the race for Billy Brickley after a wonderful qualifying run. Gives him a chance to pull an upset maybe here today.
An opportunity here. This is a good racetrack, it seems, for those Ryco-powered machines, thanks to what we've seen throughout the week. In terms of the officials should say, but this is a whole different beast with these temperatures here today. Jacob Simpson this week running with RH Motorsports. He's on the move as well in the 2 machine. Haven't seen much of him this season and now is marching ahead. He started this race in 28th position. He is just cutting his way to this pack.
Sure is. That 2 car definitely trying his best to make this thing work, and he's doing a good job of cutting through that field. But when is his tires going to start showing? At some point when you have that old tires, you're going to definitely have some issues in getting through this field because your tires are going to start screaming anytime soon once we get about a few green flag laps under his belt, unless he's got a wild up ripping setup. Well, it'll be really surprising to see. We'll have to take a look once it does happen here. But there's a lot of battling throughout the field, mostly up in the front top 10 area. We don't really see much going on. Everybody's single file all the way back even outside the top 20. There's an occasional battle up front, but we're going to see that pick up very quickly because right now they're in a conga line trying to save tire, but someone's going to get impatient and they're going to make a move, and it's going to change things rather quickly, as it looks like that might be now. That 97 that we were talking about, actually, let me try that again. 76, Derek Heitman trying to make a move on Billy Brickley, did not seem to have the run, so he could not make the move stick. He falls right back behind, but that's a nice looking 76 this week out here on the racetrack. Bridgestone sponsored machine there for Toyota. It's not a common thing to see, but I like seeing his paint schemes every week. It's definitely cool how he's able to mix it up every week.
And we've seen decent speed from the Fortis machine all throughout the campaign. So far, just continuing to make sure he doesn't fry the tires inside the top 10 for the lead. Vroman is going for it. Hutchinson is now to the outside, and the 95 takes the point.
Oh man, Vroom Vroom strikes again. He's going to be pulling ahead, but was it too soon? You got to be able to save your tire, but he's going to have a lot of clean air in front of him, which is going to be a benefit to him. But Ralph Hutchinson now has just got to be able to play the waiting game, see if it's going to last the whole race or not. We've had a handful of laps since the caution came out, but we still haven't had too many laps that ran green on these tires yet. So I don't think that we've seen real fall off quite yet, but it's down the line for sure. It's coming. Heitman looks like he's going to make a move on the 2 car, give him a little shot going into 3 on the rear bumper just there, got him up the hill. You see him up about a lane and a half over to the 76. Did not work this time, but he gave him a bump saying, hey, I'm coming, and you got to get out of the way. I'm about to make a pass on you. If you don't move, it might not be good for either of us. So I think that message might not have been heard quite yet, but that 1 car wants to say, hey, you can't bump him without letting me pass you first. There he goes, Dustin Hall out to the outside. He's going to make that move, and he's going to take that spot away from the 76.
Indeed, able to slip on forward as one of the lap cars moves on the apron. You are looking to ride the Dente still. It's one of the drivers moving back through this field, Lucas Hoitzma. Remember, one of those who did come down on pit road Is it really on the fuel save, it seems? He just had a top off when he came down 14 laps ago.
He's going to be out here, and I think he's just going to be riding for a while. I don't think he's going to go for stage points unless it's a long, long run, in which case maybe his car's set up to be able to do a little better than everybody around him. But he's definitely trying to rock that Carson Hocevar look with the Ride the Dente Chili's mobile there. I think it's going to be an iconic paint scheme going forward. Like, it's going to be something that we might look back on and be like, yeah, that was cool when we saw him run that. Very nice looking race car, and the whole marketing campaign behind that is kind of interesting as well. Down in Talladega last week, if you were there, they had an actual like mechanical shot glass or something like that you could ride down on the boulevard. So it's interesting how much marketing that whole group has been doing, and it's doing a great job, I think, as well. As the battling still continues throughout this field up in front of these guys, we got something going on back here for 15th. Bobby Anderson to the inside of the 48 of Tyler Hunter, and Neil Pearson also back here trying to battle for a position. Side by side now with the 62. They are just trying to make some more ground up. I'm not sure why Tyler would be running so high up in 3 and 4. It just really burns the tires.
Yeah, that is something where you have to be careful with. Then it takes a couple laps of cooling down the tires, get back into a rhythm in theory. At least that's what many would say throughout the week. Still, though, Pearson not going for much side draft either, as Hunter able to clear on by in the 48. So a lot of dirty air still playing a factor too. That's going to be something to keep in mind. These drivers getting tighter and tighter. A couple scrape the wall in front of them. Brickley and Simpson.
Not fun to see. That just means that the tires are still going to start wearing out. I think turns 3 and 4, we're starting to see it get a little tight for these guys. The 2 car and the 44. Going to keep a camera on them for a minute there. 44's real loose off turn 2. Hangs on to it. He's going to lose 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spot, just like that. And 5 cars going to try to make it work on the outside. Watch that 44. He is a loose cannon right now, trying to hang on to that thing.
A lot of wiggles and bobbles for some of these drivers. Brickley trying to ride the bottom of the racetrack with all the craziness going on. But now you can see just how tricky this is in terms of the lines now. Some of these drivers, if you want to make passes, almost are forced to run high side to get the job done if they have good enough tires, but then they don't have good enough tires for later on for when they burn your stuff up from going. Hunter Trullo is the highest running of those who have taken a set of tires so far today, by the way. His Maconi setup shot machine on the move.
Doing what he's got to do to be able to get up to the front. One thing that Hunter Truell's known for is he is just really aggressive. He's one of those guys that's willing to do whatever it takes to be able to make up ground. However, Lucas Hoytsma there on his tail, trying to make some more moves there, sticking to him, trying to make him a little more loose, but the battling still continues throughout this field. That's a beautiful looking race car, though. I do like that. It's not because we're broadcasting from Maconi. It's just I like the Maconi setup, shot looking paint scheme. It's a beautiful looking thing. But up towards the front of the field, we do got to mention Thomas Kulmacheski. You're looking at him right now, that 88 car. One of my favorite paint schemes in the entire field. He loves running that thing, trying to make a move on the outside of the 62, and Neil Pearson trying to make that work, and he sure does as he enters turn 3 here on lap 33, coming to get 34. Let me try that again. But, I mean, we're going to start seeing tire fall off. We already saw it. The 44, Billy Brickley, he is pretty much rock now. He is going to be falling back for the next little bit until he can cool down his tires, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge, considering he's dropped all the way back to 18th. Remember, he was up in 9th for a moment there before he started losing those spots. But that 44 is loose off 2, and he is just dropping spots. He just got passed for 19th. The battle here for the 5 car and the 2 car is still raging on, though. The 5 trying to keep the car on the bottom, as the 2 tires seems to be losing it a bit as he hits the wall again. The 2 car hard into the wall. He's going to be able to hang on to it, but he's losing his momentum as Bobby Anderson makes a move to the bottom, and Kulmacheski tries to follow him through.
Yeah, and that might be starting to push the tire temps a little bit higher up than Jacob Simpson wants to go. Last time by 31.7s. Most of the leaders are running 31.6s as we turn. So that 2 machine may have burnt up their stuff just a little bit here. On the move, it's Tommy Gossett. He's looking for second now. And able to round the bottom to pass by Hutchinson.
He's able to get the job done. He's taken over second place. That's a good battle there. But right behind him, you can see that blue car on the bottom. I think that is Adam Benefil. Just got by a lapper there, Carl Dodson, who was right behind him. So not for position. However, Dodson has been the first car to start becoming a lap car. So we're going to see him every few laps. He still has damage from that first lap incident. However, new second place guy, he's going to have a little while to be able to try and chase back down Vroman. There's a long way to go, as it looks like Delaney now closes on the back bumper of that 8 car. Take a look now. He's making a move down to the bottom 6 car of Delaney. Trying to make that move. He's on the bottom, even now with the 8 car of Ralph Hutchinson. He is still there, side by side off of turn 4, coming to get complete lap number 37 into lap 38. Side by side for third, still rages on.
Hutchinson starting to fade back quickly now in the 31.8 with how the pace is now gone. He's fallen off by 1 to 2 tenths, so Hutchinson may need to make some adjustments here to try and find some long run pace in that car. Noah Hutchinson yet again having a solid race here today. Top 5 so far for the 12.
Absolutely, Nolan Hodgson, he puts on the VR headset and he's a happy guy. He's a happy guy. That's what he does. I gotta tell you something about Nolan. Out here trying to hang on to that 12 car. Doing great, running just outside, actually just in the top 5. He's having a great day. Remember, he won his first race of the season back at Atlanta in amazing fashion, being able to avoid the spinning car of Murray to be able to win that race. And Hodgson here, he's just doing a fantastic job of hanging on to a top 5 in that beautiful number 12 gold and chrome car. I love that vehicle. It looks very good. It's definitely better than the first one he had all season. I didn't like his first one, but this one, oh boy, it looks really nice. I like it. Stay golden, pony boy.
All of this as well. Take a look at Gossett. He is closing. Last time by, he was quicker than the race leader. Gossett, mind you, has been slicing his way past several drivers throughout this run. Seems to be really good on entry, and that's a good sign if you're able to gain that ground entry to Apex to be able to get good quarter exit.
That 33 car, Tommy, he's going to get there in no time. I think he's going to be there. Getting to him is one thing. Now, passing him, that might be another thing. We'll see if he's able to get the job done. Vroman might be just saving some of his tires until he gets there, and then he puts on the jets and he's gone. You never know how, the top guys like to run. Sometimes they just push as hard as they can, but then they get caught later, or they just save their stuff after pushing for a few seconds and then push right when they get to him. So we'll have to see what he's choosing to do here, but he is gaining ground. Delaney is loose behind these guys as well, as more battling between Benefil and Hill also back here for the 6th place spot. I think Benefil's going to be able to take it, and he does. Hill drops back to 7th, but the battle for the lead now is heating up even more. 33's looking low.
Once again, taking a poke. They're on similar setups, mind you, but Gossett is known for being able to save his tires for the long run. Vroom seems like he's loose. Bit of a bobble.
Both of them are.
33. Just couldn't get the run.
Oh, yeah, man. Justin, I got to tell you, these guys are driving the wheels off this thing right now. Lamb in the lap 44. He's just sliding the car everywhere. Don't hit the wall, baby. Don't hit it. You're fine. Keep it going. Come on. He's going to try and get by him here in 1. Let's see if he's able to get lower. I don't think he's going to be able to do it here. He might have to arc it in and get a good run down the back. We'll have to see it. 6-car Delaney just loves having this in his front mirror. This is entertaining. Watch this 33 try to navigate his way around Vroman. Vroom. We'll see if he's able to do it. As that 8-car of Benefil moves up to 5th, he passes Nolan Hodgson back there. That's up another spot. But this battle for the lead still nose to tail raging on.
Just looking for the right opportunity to make sure he doesn't cook the tires. Gossett trying to back up the corners more. Vroman starting to slide those rear tires off of turn 2. And pit window is well open. We'll have to see how long these drivers are willing to go. Hearing a pit call this time for the 12.
Are we going to steep some pit stops? 12 car looks like he is coming in. He has nobody around him. He's going to be the only one, but the 5 car as well of Bobby Anderson will join him. Up front still, the battle is contested for the lead, but nobody's made any moves yet. But Delaney has closed up some ground on the top 2. As Bobby Anderson and Nolan Hodgson are the first 2 to pit. Is it going to be a benefit in the long run? Remember, they were running 6th and I think about 9th whenever they came in. So we'll have to see when they get back out there on the racetrack and it all cycles around where they end up.
So Hodgson amongst some of the first wave drivers in. Bobby Anderson also amongst those in. Ed Ryan also in the pit road. Dustin Hall now ducking in on this wave as the rest of the field continues to chug along here. The fall off this run, for those wondering, so far a 1.5 seconds. Tommy Gossett's coming in.
Just like that, couldn't get the job done. He's going to have to do it on pit road, and doing it on pit road's a smart way to do it right now. If he pits right now and that 95 stays out any longer, he is going to gain a second at the minimum. We'll have to see. Delaney in that 95 stay out, and they are staying out on real old tires. It's hot today. Remember, these tires are on fire. They need to get new ones on there so that way they got a lot more grip. They're coming down several cars. Hutchinson, you got Hall and Zodiac that just came down for tires and gas. So this is about 50 laps into the run here. We're almost there, about 48 in, and they got to make it to lap 80. So they'll have about 30 extra laps. So they won't get as slow as they were, but it's definitely going to be a benefit to those that pit early right now.
Brum now coming in for his service from the lead. A lot of time was picked up, it looks like, by Jonathan Delaney in the pit stop cycle, though, with his pit entry. So Delaney has gained a couple spots, possibly, how we enter pit road. As Vroom. Is Vroom not getting on the jacks? He's not taking tires.
That is going to be questionable, to say the least. We'll see where he ends up and how he ends up going, but that is an interesting choice, to say the least. I mean, he's not going to lose a lap. I don't think he's going to go for stage points here if that's the case. I'm kind of surprised if that's the case. We'll have to look at it again just to double check, but I will tell you the track is right now kind of a hornet's nest. You got guys going fast, guys going slow, and it's kind of interesting to watch them bob and weave through them, especially the 5 car right now with the 12. These guys that have fresh tires are just going through the field of those that don't, and they don't got much room to do it. As these leaders here, you can take a look here at the 5, but watch this. He's in a pack of cars that don't have tires. He's got to make his way through them, but he can't wait to do that. He's got to hurry because he's got to make up as much time on these freshies as he can. That's his best bet here. He got out, and now he's going to try and chase down Vroman here. You can see the 12 cars already passed him into the wall. Some contact back there. And I believe that was between the 48 Tyler Hunter and Jedi. I think Jedi was involved in that as well. Not Jedi, sorry. Sean O'Brien Jr. That was who it was. Sean O'Brien Jr. got in the wall heavy there.
Some sketchy moments there as we see more pit stops underway. Amongst those in, Robert Miller, Evan Mesnard. Quiet night for the 15 so far. We've seen him be a big mover several times. Hearing more pit stop calls to join in on the wave. The 92 of Hoffman. It's called that he's coming from the lead, and that means in the lead proper, Lucas Hoitzma on a top-off strategy, and that's going to be interesting to see if he can make it the distance on the fuel runs. The 92 makes the stop.
That is for sure. You can see Vroman there right in front of him. Remember, I'm not sure if that's exactly, that's going to try and keep him off the lead lap. This is going to be a big deal if he's able to get by this pink car. If he's going to be able to get by him and he ends up winning the stage with this strategy, that's going to trap that 95 a lap down. That was not something I think that the the Nicholas Vroman thought about. I don't think he thought about that whatsoever. Now, if this strategy works out. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here, because Vroman, without taking tires, is going to be on the same, essentially the same tires as this car we're riding on right now with Hoytsma. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. It's going to be cool to watch. That is for sure. But one thing I do got to mention, the 15 car that you mentioned earlier, we were talking about him a minute ago, Robert Miller. He won yesterday in the Xfinity Series here. So don't think he's just hiding out. I think that we'll see him again very shortly. But that 15 car is definitely going to be one to watch as we look at that 92 get around that Vroman car. Now look at this. 97 going to put Nicholas a lap down.
The top choice on the tires doesn't seem like it's working out so much right now, as that means Vroom Vroom from the lead before now will be pinned a lap down. What a swing of events. That's just the turn of how things go with the tires, that you'd have to wonder what happened to the 95 to choose no tires there with how that car was running. The next nearest driver on the tire cycle to pit here with, mind you, still give or take about 25 laps to go on the stage here, is Jason S. Taylor. These drivers are 44 laps into their stints. They'd have to try and go 69 if they want to try and go to the distance.
It's possible. They can definitely do it. You just got to save tire and save gas the entire time, clutching it. I'd like to see if we can go on board with that 97 to hear what he's doing with his throttle going into the corners, if he's lifting or how he's doing it. Let's take a listen here.
On him off throttle, at least, as those on fresh tires sit by.
So right here, I think he's about 75 throttle, maybe 80. He has to put down something to make it work. But here, you can hear it. He's just coasting into that corner, and he does not get right back into it as quickly. I think he's saving a lot of gas here, and that's just really nice to be able to hear and listen to as he goes down the backstretch here. He's got, we're nearing about, I think, 22 laps left in the stage here. We're getting there, just to give you a heads up, we saw Juan Petrovic here coming out of the pits. He was in the pits getting repairs for quite a long time, to the point where he lost 11 laps. He is still out there on the racetrack. He just came down for his pit stop. He is right now 42nd on the track. 2 cars behind him out of the race.
Yep. So right now, still about 42 cars, 41 on track. Take a look at one of the top drivers of the pit cycles, Tommy Gossett. Right now, the highest running out of those who have pit is actually Paul Hill. Paul Hill will pit about 4 laps before Gossett. He is cycled in front of Derek Heitman. He's quietly been a top 10 car, so the 26 has cycled a decent track position here.
So much strategy going on in the background. I mean, everybody's on something different, but it looks like it's working for the 26. He's got to catch them, though. They have about, I think, last time they crossed the stripe, there was a 14-second gap between the leader of Lucas Hoytsma and Paul Hill, it looks like. So that is quite a big gap to overcome, but that gap is going to shrink, and it's going to shrink quickly. For sure. As he crosses the stripe this time, it goes from 14.7 seconds to this time across the line. He's about, let's see here, 13.8. So he's definitely chasing him down. But it's going to be a hot minute before he gets up to Lucas. So, I mean, it might work out in Lucas's favor. I'm not entirely sure. But the other guy who I want to keep an eye on is Jason Jedi Taylor here. He's up here in second place. I think he's running the same strategy that Lucas is. And he's going to be able to be running in a great spot. He's running second right now. Truell in the 3 car. We saw him come down pit lane earlier. Now, sorry, not the 3 car, 71 car in third. He's doing the same thing. So these guys are pulling the fuel card and seeing if it'll work for him. And I think it might if we can stay green.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Good run for Truell as we're taking a look at him, by the way. Right now, he's been up and down the order. We've seen him on the tire strategy before. Right now, holding on to 3rd spot. As time goes on, Truell had mentioned that he was hoping to take care of the tires. Speed's not the issue. It's just been the long run wear that's been the battle all season long for him.
That is true. It seems to be something that's interesting with the set. Just that long run is very hard to get just right. And it seems like that we got the short run down. We just need to work on that long run, and we'll be able to be a little more competitive in there. But he's still running pretty well. Top 5 right now, but we'll see how he's able to hang on to his spot, if he is able to hang on to his spot, as we're looking at a battle now. Look at Delaney trying to go down to the bottom. That's the 6 car we were talking about, going to the bottom of Paul Hill in the 26. Remember, we were talking about how Paul Hill was the one to come out in front of everybody, but now he is the one that just got passed, and we're seeing the 15 of Robert Miller. We're talking about him earlier too. But I believe Miller is actually a lap down. Something must have happened to the 15 car where he may have had a penalty and had to come back in. So we're going to have to see if he's able to come back from that, as he is now trying to make a move to the bottom of the 6 car.
Take a look at the 33. Mind you, he's net top 5. That car just in front of him, Cliff Mullins, still banking on a caution flag. He has indicated he's coming down pit road, so newcomer and Mullins trying a big gamble. Doesn't work out for the Chance Extreme machine. So there goes the cycle forward here, already coming down, less than 15 to go in the stage.
Less than 15 to go, that's right. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, I guess, as you would say. Excited to see what they're able to do. It's coming. I don't know who's going to have the best strategy here. Everybody's on different things. You're seeing that 97, if he's able to hang on to the gas, if we're going to be able to see the 66, 33 catch him before they get there. I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, and we're just going to have to sit back and watch as it comes down to the end of this thing. But each one of the guys in the top 10 seem to have some different strategy. As Delaney and Gossett got by Truel, that puts them up to 3rd now, 7 seconds behind Lucas Hoytsma. And I don't know if Lucas is going to be able to stay out much longer.
Indeed here. As we take a look now at some of the other drivers. By the way, Delaney has indeed cycled to 3rd on track, still 6 seconds. The margin now to Lucas Hoytsma. It's going to be close on that fuel margin. Some of the others like S. Taylor, like Truel, still looking in good spots too, as Gossett still the first on the fresh tires. Here's the thing though. Last time by, Gossett was a second quicker. If he keeps up a similar pace, he's getting up to Hoytsma on raw pace.
Oh, it's going to happen. We're watching it now. But that 15 car, Robert Miller's battling it. Remember, he's a lap down. That 15 car has slightly fresher tires. He's going to get by to 33, and that might hold him up a little bit. So not so fast. We'll have to find out. One thing I do gotta mention here. We saw that Nicholas Vroman. Remember him? He was leading this thing earlier. Because he didn't take tires, he's now not the first car 1 lap down. He's also going to end up being a driver who's not going to get the free pass. He's just going to have an extra set, but he'll be 1 lap down once the end of the stage cycles through.
It's an unreal swing of things just with the no tire call and what happened there. Brandon Hastings had issues. Juan Petrovic has just parked it. Billy Brickley recently also parked it in too during this pit cycle, by the way. Coming up to 10 laps to go in this stage. And looking on board, Gossett sees the opportunity to take the lead up in the windshield, just about 15-20 car lengths rather up the road.
Oh yeah, he sees it. He sees it. It's like let's say a dog on a treadmill, and that bone's hanging from that little hand holder right up in the front. He's got to be able to chase it down, but that treadmill's pushing him back. So we'll see if he's able to get there. He got 9 laps, about 8.5 laps, to be honest with you, to be able to catch back up to the back bumper there. Another driver that you want to keep an eye on, though, for this battle is Adam Benefield. Remember this. He's sitting in 3rd right now. He's all over the back bumper at Gossett, so this ain't over yet. We're going to see if that makes a little bit more difficult for these guys to chase back down Hoytsma, who is about 5 cars ahead of him, and Hoytsma enters turn 3 right about now, as these guys are halfway down the back, just to give you a perspective of how the distance between these guys.
Still all separated out. As time flies around this track. Traffic jams, also one of the main talking points over the radio right now as we see Benefield really close in. They were near dead even last time by. So let's see if Benefield is able to claw his way up another spot here. He's got to run. No place to poke.
Nowhere to go. And I don't think they're going to make it to Hoytsma. I don't think they're going to get there. It's going to be close if they do. It's going to be awfully close. The 83 and the 33, though, are going to battle to see who's going to get by him if they end up catching him. As Vroman is staying on pit road now, he's going to lose multiple laps. I don't think we're going to see him back up front again unless a miraculous form of events gets him back up to the front. But Adam Benefield trying to make this work for him. Benefield, let's try that again. There we go, Benefield. I have to make sure I get it right. It's so hard to pronounce. He's gotten on my case about it a few times, but he's running right here in third. Delaney's there now. Oh, through the grass. Trying to make a pass in the grass right here. Gets to the bottom of the 33. That's the door. Opened. Down to the bottom.
To make the pass, Adam Benefield up to second with the wiggles is Gossett. So Gossett's now pushed it a little bit too hard. They're both still quicker than the leader, but because of that fall-off pace here, Kirk, they're not catching up the pace they need to now get to the leader here for a stage win. Delaney also makes the move. So Gossett tried it, and now is paying the price for pushing too hard to get to the 97.
Now will the 83 make the same mistake, or is he going to be able to hang on? Luckily for that 97, he's got two lappers in between them, but not necessarily good 100% because that 15's faster than him. He's going to have to let that 15 go. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to try and run about a lane up that 97, ride the Dente cars, trying to hang on. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do it because that gap is closing, and it is closing fast. And if he's going to get there, it's going to be with 1 or 2 laps to go in the stage.
It's going to be close. I think still not close enough unless there's a huge opportunity. It is still now under a second, though. Hoytsman's fallen off an extra 0.2 or so the past couple of laps, and now that might swing back to the 83's chances. The swing of a pendulum swing so far in terms of the momentum. 3 laps to go on the stage.
You can just see it on the screen. You can just see how fast. Wow, Stoney. Well, look at him. That 70 car is going to try and make it a little harder for that 83 to catch him back down. He tried to cut down and hold him off. It does not look like it's going to work for him, Stoney here. Stoney Benfield there on the outside. As that 83 coming down to it, going to get 2 laps to go, and he's going to be all over the rear bumper, and I think it's going to be over real quick.
Here comes the run. Pit lane's closed. Benefield for the stage lead. Gets it away with a last few moment charge. So Hoytsma falls back. Delaney takes second.
Oh, yeah. You can see it. But it's a net gain. Think about this. Lucas Hoytsma, this is a net gain for him. He wasn't running top 3. So now that he is, it's a good thing for him to stay out the way he did. We got 1 lap to go here, and we're going to see who's going to be able to hang on to it.
Gossett takes the spot as well for good measure, so Hoytsma's pace has really fallen off a cliff. Oh, this is wow. Adam Benefield has been able to charge his way all the way to the lead. Do one more run to the corners. Team Conti's been up and down this season on speed, but it's going to be a Conti car that starts stage 1 with a bang. Adam Benefield wins stage 1.
Followed by Delaney, Gossett, Hoytsma, Hoffman, Heitman, Hill, Hutchinson, and Hodson, with Bobby Anderson looking to round out your top 10 finishers in stage number 1 here at Texas.
Not bad at all. We'll take our step aside. More coverage coming up. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage of the Full Length Cup Challenge.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Underneath the moon's soft glow, our hearts entwined, we didn't know. A love so pure, a bond so true, but fate had other plans for me and you. From lovers to enemies, our twisted game, our love turned to ashes consumed by flame. The battlefield, our hearts torn, it's gone forever, bound by a love that's gone too far. I remember the warmth of your embrace, now replaced by a cold, empty space. The whispers of love turned to venomous cries, a roar waging in our once loving eyes. From lovers to enemies, a twisted game, our love turned to ashes consumed by flame. The battlefield, our hearts torn, it's gone forever, bound by a love that's gone too far. I remember the warmth of your embrace, now replaced by a cold, empty space. The whispers of love turned to venomous cries, a war waging in our once loving eyes. From lovers to enemies, a twisted game, our love turned to ashes consumed by flame. The battlefield, our hearts torn, it's gone forever, bound by a love that's gone too far. I love you once with all my being, but now I say you're my hideaway. This war we wage, it has no end. Two souls entwined, forever condemned. Betrayal, hatred, our love is turned to dust. We're trapped in this eternal fight, consumed by darkness.
Welcome back, everyone, to Texas Motor Speedway for more coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge as we get set to go for the restart. Jonathan Delaney took the lead in the pit cycle. Adam Benefield, Tommy Constant, Clayton Hoffman cycled up to 4th. Lucas Hointzman dropping all the way to 5th in the pit stalls. Some drivers also reporting significant tire wear. We'll see how they manage their tires here. We race to lap 165 now. It's time for the stage to get rolling. We're back underway.
Great jump by the 6-car Delaney up to the front. He's going to get a few car lengths of advantage over the second and third place cars that are now side by side in one. As they get through the corner, they're trying to single file out. 33 will have the advantage, as it will be Delaney, followed by Gossett, Benefield, and then Hoffman, your top 4, with Hoiksma just outside in the 5th place spot.
Drivers just trying to find their holes at the bottom of the racetrack to start saving their tires here. Seeing a lot of people dive down, like Hill, like Anderson, and many others for the shallow run. Derek Heitman, no space to hide for Heitman. He's forced to battle it out.
Forced to be on top, never a fun feeling. Not at all. He's up front. He's trying to get the 12 car down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get a hole to find a way in. He's going to be able to do that here in a second. He's going to find his way down. I think so. That just opened up right there. He's going to sneak in front. I think that being Paul Hill in the 26. He's going to pull right in front of him. So what I am seeing right now is the 88 car, Kulmacheski. He's the only one that I think willingly moved to the top that time by in that 88 car, trying to make things work on the top. Everybody's really tight off of turn number 2 early in this run, it looks like. A lot of battling throughout the field towards the back end for sure. But up front still, Delaney hanging on to the lead by a second. We're going to see some tire fall off starting here in about 15, 20 laps. That's whenever we're going to start seeing these cars start spreading out for real. But right now, everybody's stuck together like glue.
Right now, Hodgson, amongst the drivers, saying, I'm not going to wait. I want to make some passes here. Mind you, Delaney is already pulled away by 1 second. Although he's 2/10 quicker on the pace, we'll have to see if that hurts him on the long run. That's the tough thing. You want to go, as described by several people and talking things over from multiple groups throughout the week, but it's also where you have to know that's going to hurt you on the back end if you push these tires too much.
Absolutely, man. Look at these guys. They're just beating and banging, trying to get around each other. That 92 of Hoffman just took second from Gossett. And, I mean, it just seems like everybody in 1 and 2 is just picking a different line. They're all on the front stretch. You take a look at them. They're all over the place. One's running lane up, lane down. One's on the top. One's running middle. Everybody's just in their own little area. It seems like that they only get organized once they get to the center of the corner. And even then, it's slightly off. As we got a new fast lap, look at that, Hunter Truell, 30.316 fast time, running 19th right now. He's going to have a few more of those to get up towards the front.
Yeah, but not too fast to burn off that right front tire or the right rear tire. As Komacheski gets shuffled back there in the midst of the order. Already 90 laps complete here at Texas for those tuning in. This is the Hawk to a 400. Here on Maconi Entertainment, full-length Cup Challenge here tonight. A different race name. The only time you're that type of race name probably all season. Let's just put it that way. But some of the drivers looking to ride the bottom. Kutz Gossett now in line. Gossett trying to take a poke now on third spot.
Oh, he's trying. Oh, man, yeah. The race promoter for this place seems to have a great sense of humor. Oh, man, it's interesting, the folks that like to name races like that. But that just means they're a cool guy, so you don't have to worry about nothing. Don't worry about it.
I mean,
anywho,
I will say a couple people have added some race names. There's another good one. Triangles are my favorite shape. 400 is currently the tentative name for Pocono.
No kidding. Wow. Yeah. Oh, man, you know what? I think that's a fun activity for caution times. We got to come up with some of the goofiest titles for races. And that's what these guys seem to do. They have to have a circle as their 3 wide. Now, Kulmacheski makes a heck of a move. Great job. Look at this 88 car. I got to stop talking about the names of the races. Look at this 88 car, man. He's fast. He's got on rails just now. He turned on the jets. He's side by side with Gossett now. This ain't going to last long, but it's going to be something he's going to like to see when he comes back to watch this replay later. He's going to be happy to see him make a move all the way from about 10th up to 5th. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Up to 4th now. He's got to be able to catch Lucas Hoytsma. He's got a little bit of a ways to go, but he'll get there. I think that 88's quick, and it's cool to see. I like seeing that 88 car up towards the front.
Yeah, so far, so very quick is the run. Last time by, he was a 10th quicker than the race leader. It's Komacheski. It's his best run by far this season, at least short run, with what he's done this season. He's usually been on the speedways a top 20 car on pace, and we'll have to see if Komacheski's speed is going to be sustained, though, in the Watson Racing Setups machine.
I don't know if that 88's going to be able to get there, man, but I'm scared for him just because I know how happy he is. He's up in the front. It's one of the best feelings in the world to be able to drive from about 10th or 12th from the back all the way up to the front. It's one of the hardest things to do. But once you get there, you're like, great. now I got another 80 laps I gotta run and my car is gonna fall off a cliff. So this ain't the best feeling. I did the same thing at Homestead. It's a great feeling, but that 88, he's stuck behind the 97 now. He's got to either get, if he's going to continue doing this, he's got to push a lot harder as the 12 car is. Look at this, Nolan Hodson. We were talking about him earlier. He's trying to make that 12 car turn into a lightning bolt, get to the ground quick. And that's what he's going to try and do. You got right behind him the 8 car Hutchinson. He led the early part of this race, still sitting just outside top 5 now. But that leader there, Delaney, just has not had any competition for a while, but his lead has shrunk slightly now to only 0.6 instead of a full second that we saw earlier in the run.
So it's shipping down as the speeds start to equalize out here for the long run pace. It's going to be the major thing is where these drivers fall, and better yet, how they handle these fuel runs. Mind you, this run going to take people once again to lap 165 for that final stage. Clocks in at just over 100 total laps, including the pace laps. Looking at Paul Hill. He moves up on the bottom line, following Derek Heitman. You also have still up there pushing Neil Pearson in the top 10.
Love seeing that 62 up front. I was talking to him earlier prior to the race starting. He's one of those guys I really like talking to. That 62 car, him and his whole team seem to be an interesting group. He just said he just wanted to finish the race, get some points, just get himself into a better position in the point standing. So if he wins a race, he wants to win a race so he can make the playoffs, but he's got a long way to do that right now. Currently sitting right behind that 83 at Benefiel. There we go. That 83 car just seems to have so much dang speed, and I can't ever get his name right. I swear it's going to kill me trying to get his name right. Just not sticking. I don't know why, but that's okay. You got that 88 now and that 97. They're holding up the bottom lane. It looks like we got a choke point right here. That 88. Oh, hang on to it, buddy. Oh, back there. DeCiani almost got wrecked too. He save it and hang on to the car, but everywhere. These guys are just trying to fight and hang on to what they got. That 88 is losing ground and losing it quick. That 2 car we saw earlier, Simpson, he got into the 4 car. Let's take a look at that right here. He almost got spun straight into the grass. Here we go. So 4 car makes the move into the corner. Real shallow. He's going to have a really, really tight exit. That car, the 2 car on the back end, he's going to have a great exit here. He's going to try and make it to the bottom. Not enough room. Slot contact, sends him loose, hangs on to the car and stays on the racetrack. And 4 pinches him down, and that 4 is going to hang on to the spot, I think. And that will do it for him. But Kulmacheski has lost a few more spots since going back and looking at that replay. All these guys now, you're going to start seeing those that pushed a little harder lose some spots as they're going to make it 3 wide up front. Here comes Nolan Hodgson and Hoytsma and Gossett. They were 3 wide for a second entering the corner. And that 12 car dove it in a little deeper trying to hang on to it.
Starting to get a little chippy there. Kulmacheski's tires have clipped. Now Gossett gets the bottom run. Last time by, 10th quicker than Hoytsma. Sets him up for the pass, no issue.
Oh, hard wall contact there for Kulmacheski. He saw that, he puff of smoke just came right off that car.
Yeah, his tires are smoked. That 88 overused those tires with how he ran this run so far. And now everybody's clawing past him like nothing.
Yeah, his feelings are hurt. He's sad now. He had a great time about 10 laps ago, but that time came and went. Now he's going to the back. He's going to have to hang on to it. And now the 12 might just join him. That 12 car is starting to drop back too, as Gossett is going to take that car where he saved his tires, try to get by him here on the bottom going into 1. And remember, it's all about tire saving here. That's one of the most fun things you can do on a race car when you're at 1.5 miles, is learn how to save tire. If you can do it really well, you can win a lot of races. But if you can't, you end up being like Kulmacheski or Hodson. These guys are just having problems hanging on, and then you struggle, and it's a pain the whole race. But that still doesn't mean that you can't win these things. It just means that you're going to have a lot more work to do if you can get a short run at the end of the race. He hits the wall again, that 88 car. Really likes hitting that right front.
I don't think he really likes it. I think he's just pushing for the caution. Caution flag is out. It's a car around in turn 4. Gregory Robinson and the Horizon entry car has parked it.
What on earth? It looks like he just went in the corner and he didn't turn.
Obviously something broke.
I mean, not in a car. I mean, his wheels. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I'm looking at his in-car here. Let's just see. Goes into the... Oh, golly. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, Justin. Any idea what could have happened there?
I think the wheel decalibrated. Quite simply as that. Lost control of the car, and by that point, he just ends up stopping it once the momentum takes him to a full stop.
Black screen could be it too, but he did the right thing. I mean, I gotta tell you, that's a smart decision to do what he did. Kind of surprising though that it happened. I mean, wow, that's wild stuff right there.
So now this should spark everybody to pit road. This should also get most of the field to the end in the stage, in theory, with less than 60 laps to go in the stage. Should see 4 tires and fuel throughout this entire field, in theory.
Well, we'll see what they do coming down pit lane. It's all about making sure you got a good quick stop. I don't think anybody's going to go for 2 tires here. You really want to get 4 tires and gas. Here they come down in. That 6 car is going to be able to head down in. I think this time round, we'll have to take a look and see who got that wave around. Well, it's going to be interesting to see who that might be. But they're coming down to get tires. Left side's on, right side's on. There they go. The 6 car is going to get it. Followed by Gossett, I think, gets second, with Hoffman getting third, and then the rest of the cars in a gaggle as they came off of the pit road there.
So Delaney holds serve in front over Gossett. So we continue on with the action again. 2 to go until the restart here. Let's see. Talk with your race leader if we can here. Jonathan Delaney in the race lead. Jonathan, you have a copy?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the race car here tonight? I know Texas isn't your friend, but you've been looking good at it.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Had to made a little bit of a adjustment there during pit stops, and it really made the car come to life. So, track time's cooling off a little bit, so I think everyone's going to be a little more closer on speed now. Track time's already dropped close to 10 degrees, so car feels good. We're really good out in clean air. We just got to keep the nose clean and try and keep the clean air for sure. Yeah.
So overall, how would you describe the battle as well that we've seen these cars noted at Texas? It seems like you have to almost tire save aggressively to make sure you don't fall off a cliff aggressively.
Yeah, you got to make sure you definitely got to save the right rear. I mean, it all depends really how you have your car set up, whether if you're loose or tight. And then you got to kind of pick your battles too, whether or not you race someone or you just let them go and save your tires. So track seems to be opening up a little bit. The grooves are the groove in the middle and 1 and 2. Same thing with 3 and 4 seem to be coming in. So it's going to make it a little easier for passing, but we'll see how it turns out towards the end of this race.
Once you get back to the race here, you're set to control the field. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jonathan Delaney getting set for the restart. So he'll control things at the front of the field. See those temperatures he took reference to. They are down to 119, so a fair bit down from the 130 we started with, Kirk.
That's for sure, but will it continue? That's the question. I'm not sure entirely if it will or not. We have this condition. It's currently 3:54 in sim time currently, but right around 5:15 it starts to get colder, so we're going to see it even go down even more, I think, from here. So green flag's in the hand of their flagman. He's going to drop it. We're going back underway. Lap 108, trying to get to 160 for the end of the stage.
So right now, Hoytsma wants those getting shuffled a little bit right now. Hoffman jumping his way quickly to second. So now we see how much these drivers are willing to push their tires here with that saving we just discussed for these cars to make sure they don't burn that rubber. Gossett, the first one up on the top side, no hole to dive in.
Oh, it is just a beautiful thing when you see these cars going around this racetrack on a restart. These things are all just wild up, ready to go. They got a fresh set of rubbers underneath them. They feel so good right now. Especially that 6 car without any dirty air must feel the greatest man out there right now, even though he might not like the track. He's still out there hanging on to it as we're looking at battles throughout the field. The 211 car, Nolan Hodgson, trying to make a move down to the bottom of the 33. Gossett did this earlier. Remember, he let a lot of these guys go on by. And then later in the run, he was able to catch them back and pass them back, just like that. So we'll have to see if that duplicates itself here in the second part of this run. Everybody in the front 20 seems to have already gotten single file. And now, as we say that, just as we say that, we got Heitman trying to make a move on Gossett down to the bottom into turn number 3 and 4. It looks like it's going to work for him as Gossett slides back just another spot. He's trying to find a hole in front of that 26 car Paul Hill, and he will find that spot as they cross the stripe to complete lap 111 and the 112. We're going to be just a handful of laps before we start seeing some tire fall off, about another like maybe 10 or 15. But right now, you're going to see them all, like I said, stuck together like glue. Everybody pushing in some places, or might not, but they're going to be a lot closer, that's for sure. No accidents. It looks like a lot of aggressive moves, though, happening back in the field.
See that right now with 65, who mentioned he actually had a blown tire under caution at one point in this race. That was at the end of stage 1. The RHM machine. One of the many drivers hoping to not have their tire percentages go to 0 on the rears this run.
Yeah, that 65 seems to really have a good speed going, but that right front gets worn out. He must be driving a really tight race car if that right front's been wearing out to the point where it's going out dead by the end of the stage. Not something you want to have in a race car. When you're driving it off the right front, unless your name's Denny Hamlin, it's not going to be a good thing. It seems like that's a commonality with most folk. But that 65, O'Brien, he's got to be able to just relax, take it one lap at a time, make sure you don't hit that left front. That left front is going to be your best friend. You got to make sure you take care of it. You want to take it to the ball. You want to make sure it likes you. Because if you don't and you abuse it, they ain't going to like you for long, brother. That tire is going to leave you real quick.
Jason Roberts getting really defensive with that inside line now. That's now seeing Dustin Hall forced up high side. Komacheski not pushing the car like he did on the last run. I can tell you that with what we see with him starting to lose ground, trying to save some rubber.
I don't know if he's going to be able to make that work. Dustin Hall on the outside here. It's not much saving here, but that 88 is saving more. You can see now we're starting to see some of the positions gained here on the right side of your screen. You can pay attention to that if you'd like. Robert Miller trying to get back up. Remember, he was a lap down for a moment, but now he's cracked back into the top 15 running 12th. So don't think his day's over by any means. That 88, though, Komacheski not pushing as hard as he did the last run. Remember, he fell off a cliff last time. Maybe he learned something. This time he's going to try and sit back and just hang on to where he is. Dustin Hall got around Paul Hill. At 26, I think we're going to see that 26 get a lot of speed later in this run. That 26 seems to be saving really hard on his tires right now.
Not saving is Hodgson. He leapfrogs Hutchinson up to the 3rd spot. You can do that if you do it in select spots, mind you. It's not like it's a no-go to go on the 2nd groove. It's just you have to be careful how much you utilize that outside line, it seems, tonight. Right now, top 3 all stay single filed out after that move. Hodgson started this race, by the way, up in 9th. He continues that progression.
That's exactly right. Nolan, man, like I said, he puts on the VR headset and he's a happy guy. Every time I see that camera, I gotta say it. Gotta say it. You can't not. He's just a happy guy today. He's sponsored by Nike today. Take a look at that t-shirt. Wow, nice job having to land Nike. That's exciting. So we just found out from Greg Robinson that his wheel quit working, which is what brought out that last caution. Not at all something you'd like to see, but what I tell you someone likes to see is that 12 car. Take a look right there. He got up to 2nd. He's now going to make a move down to the bottom. He's going to be all over the back bumper of Delaney here in about a lap or 2. Who knows? Maybe he might take the lead in that 12 gold car, trying to get some clean air up front. But that 97 might see this 12 car coming. I don't know what his game plan would be, to let him go or battle him or what. I mean, you can try and save tire, but you only got about, what is it, 160 is the end of the stage. So we only got like 40 laps to the end of the stage. So we'll have to see.
Yes, indeed. All right.
He's all over the bumper.
Yeah, he is really pushing the tempo here, Kirk. He is not wanting to ride.
Now, I like it. This is what we like, man. We like seeing this. Look, the entirety of the top 10 are all stuck to at least like an inch from each other's bumper, all the way back to Kulmacheski. Everybody's stacking them up. I think that 97 is, that 6 car Delaney is controlling the pace. I think he's doing a great job of doing it though, because back in this field, he's causing a checkup so big that more cars are trying to top. You see Paul Hill back there trying to make the top work on Hoytsma. Not going to work this time. They're still side by side, but up front, nose to tail, that 6 car is doing a great job of controlling the pace of this pack, as it looks like that 8 car of Hutchinson just got passed by the 83 at Benefield. So there you go. Moving up another spot there for that 83.
Yes, indeed. That progression, once again, we've seen some decent long run pace from him so far in this pack. As apparently you have strike 3.
Yeah, I keep getting his name wrong, man. It's a pain in the neck, I swear. Adam Benefield, right? Is that it?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Benefield. There he is, sitting in 4th right there. Got to make sure I'm getting it right. Tell you one thing I do like about this field, though. We still have it really close up here for the front 5 or 6. They're even 2 wide for 3 lanes back here. This is not something you'd expect to see in the run, especially with the 33 car. Look at that. It's Gossett there. Ralph Hutchinson, he was the pole center for today. They're all back here with Dustin Hall and Kulmacheski and Hoytsma just battling it out for spots here, with Paul Hill leading them all right now.
Able to make some slicing moves as Hutchinson continues to go backwards. He said before the race he wanted to finish where he started. It's not looking good for his RHM machine. In fact, Hutchinson is clutch and coasting in the corners.
That is an oh, that's what it is. They're fuel saving. That's why they're all together. That makes a little more sense. I was about to say, there's no way that they're able to just stick together like this for as long as they have. But that fuel save idea makes sense. I think everybody has checked it up and trying to save gas this entire time. I mean, it was going to be close on gas, it sounds like, but they'll be able to make it. But wow, I mean, that's going to really change the game here. If some folks might not make it, some might make it, who knows? But the top 3, Nolan, I think, is not going to lose ground because of that. Maybe pushing was a good idea, but he might not make it on gas, which would be the issue. So we'll have to look. I mean, that really explains everything. I'm so glad you mentioned that he was trying to save gas here, because that explains the entire top 15's characteristics for the last handful of laps. Oh, around go Dustin Hall down to the backstretch. The 33 car spun him out. 33 takes out Dustin Hall down the backstretch, and forget the fuel. We're done. 1 car brings out the caution on lap 126.
Under caution. Now it becomes a question, do we see more tire sets burned up here? As that all started off turn 2.
Gosling. Let's take a look here in that 33 car. Gossett. Let's try that again. Gossett. There we go. He's down on the bottom, got a little loose, just came up and turned that 1 car right around. I can tell you right now that 1 car is not going to be happy about that, and neither is the entirety of the top 10 that was saving gas for the last handful of laps. That brings out this caution. Let's ride on board with him to see exactly if there's anything he could do to avoid getting into the left rear quarter panel on a straightaway. We'll have to take a look. Let's see. Goes in the corner. Nice and shallow. He has a little bit of a run. 1 car slides up off the bottom. He puts his nose in there, gets him a little tight. 1 car holds him to it. And then he got loose, and he decides to spin him out. So not the best of decisions out of that 33 car.
Ray had some apologies over the radio, but this is going to bring a bunch of people down to pit road here to burn another set here and take out the fuel and clutch and coasting that we're seeing for Hutchinson out of the equation here. Let's have it under 40 to go now in stage number 2. It's got to execute the marks right if you want to get a good stop here. Let's see where they cycle now for these stops.
This also makes tires a little interesting, I think. I mean, you're still going to take tires, but it's going to make it a little tighter at the end of the race. So those of them that have decided to save an extra set earlier in the run, like Roman or drivers like that, might be a benefit here as we come out of the pits. They're all going to have some freshies out there. They're going to be back out and doing well. But drivers that definitely will be benefiting were those that saved an extra set of tires.
Take a quick break. More coverage coming up. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for coverage of the FLCC.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage here at Maconi Entertainment of the Full-Length Cup Challenge, Texas Motor Speedway. Jonathan Delaney has controlled stage 2 so far. We'll see. He maintains control with it now being about a less than 40 lap dash, in fact, with Clayton Hoffman, Nolan Hodgson, Derek Heitman up in front with him. Green flag is out. Good launch for the 6. We're back it away.
A lot of cars did not get a great launch, like that 8 car of Ralph Hutchinson. He did not get a great start. He's on the bottom. He ended up losing a couple spots due to that, but up front, that 6 car is going to be hanging on to it as the side-by-side battle is for second with the 92 of Clayton Hoffman and the 12 of Nolan Hodgson. You got the 83 of Adam Benefiel running on the inside with the 76 of Heitman on the top. Little loose for the 83, almost slides up and hits the 76. He gets out of the gas to avoid contact, and that was close as they are now 3 wide going into turn number 1. The 33 that brought out that caution is on the bottom, and he's making it work as the 83 is still slightly loose on the early run, trying to make that car stick as Paul Hill still battles with the 33 down the back.
Still trying to make some moves work, but it's Hill that gets single filed out at least. Single file now amongst most of the top 10 except for Robert Miller. Robert Miller, mind you, in the 15 car. It's been about trying to survive this season in that car. He's right now amongst those just trying to slice and dice. He's had a lot of bad luck whenever he's had speed in the car.
That is for sure as the battle for the lead rages on. Look at this, the 12th car just trying to make a move to the top. I don't know if he's going to make it work on the bottom side, but that outside looks pretty quick. Coming off the corner, there you go, Nolan Hodgson takes the lead away. He leads lap number 132 for the first time today. Lead change, new leader, number 12 up at the front of the field. Puts on the VR headset and he takes the lead. That's what he does. There you go. Take a look at the rest of the field there through the top 5. Again, your top 5 running order. You got the 12 of Nolan Hodgson. You got Delaney, Hoffman, Heitman, and Hill. It's a lot of H's in that top 5. The only outlier being Delaney.
He's trying to make some move. Right now, Hutchinson continuing to try and recover some spots. Meanwhile, he had been in the top 5 much of the night. Now seems to be back in push mode. Trying to follow Kolmacheski to recover some of the lost ground here. Not wanting to wait in line with some of the other ones here.
That 88, he has some short run speed. If he is up near the front and we get a caution here at the end of the race, man, look out. That 88, he is going to be coming up to the front, and that is a promise. That 88's got some speed. That 8 car of Ralph Hutchinson seems to be saving a little something, I think. Maybe. He doesn't seem to have that much of a short run speed, but Kolmacheski, speaking of fast time, 30 flat. That's the fastest lap of the race just there. Told you that 88's quick on the short run, but man, he's flying out there trying to get up towards the front.
Right now doing a good job on the move ahead. Speaking of drivers flying, Paul Hill is pushing as this track continues to cool off. A couple laps ago, Hill set the fastest lap of the race, and now he's up to 4th, the highest point he's been. Ralph Hutchinson just set a fast lap while passing by out of Benefield.
So much speed in these cars right now. I think that they know that the end of the stage is coming and they'll get tires at the stage. So they are, no matter what, I think they're just decided this set is kind of a throwaway. You don't need to go too long on them. So you just need to push now and push hard and try to win this dang thing. This is what we like seeing. Look at that 26, trying to dive it down low on that 92. Not quite enough room this time by Paul Hill, trying to get by Clayton Hoffman in the 92. But back there, look at the 8 car and the 88. Kolmacheski right behind these guys, side by side for the, what was that, 5th, 6th place spot. 8 car is going to prevail on the outside. The 88 holding the bottom. I think we're going to see Ralph Hutchinson make his way up towards the front here in the next few laps. He's got a lot of speed, but so does that 20, that 20, what was that, 23 car? No, 26. We'll try that again. Paul Hill trying to make it work on the bottom there, trying to get that 92 out of the groove. Not seeming to work, but the 8 car has gotten by Heitman in the 76. So there goes Hutchinson past Heitman. He's got Hill, Hoffman, a lot of H's up here in this top 10. Look at that. I think there's a lot in the top 5, that's for sure.
Yeah, right now in terms of H's, those that have a last name starting H are 4 of the top 5. Jonathan Delaney is that exception. He's back into 2nd, trying to defend on Hoffman.
5 of the top 6, too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Seeing Delaney play with the gears here. Had a hard time getting to the bottom of the racetrack that time. Didn't get the lift point right.
Not at all. No. Man, they are back. They're pushing so hard. I mean, there has to be someone saving tire right now that's like loving what's happening in front of them right now. I think that might be the 83. I think that 83 might be saving a little something for the end of this race once these guys' tires start to overheat. But up in the front still, these guys just nose to tail, the front 4, still kicking it. And, you know, with all these cars running up front, you're looking at everybody else with the H in the name in the back of the field, and you're wondering, where the heck are you guys? Come on up to the front here, like Hunter. Get up here, Hoitzma. We got a lot of battling going up here with a lot of folks with similar last names. As we got Hill just past Hoffman for 3rd. So now he's up to 3rd, but here comes Delaney trying to take the lead on the bottom of the 12 car, up for the lead.
Side by side for the point. Pushing up goes the 12. Can Hodgson get the run side by side? Here comes Paul Hill to join the fun. Does Hill force the 3 wide? No, he'll just push the 6 on through.
Oh, man, I would have been cool to see, though. I mean, can you imagine if he was able to get to the back bumper, get him a little loose, knock him up the hill? Yeah, so, well, no pun intended. But Paul Hill, though, moves up to 2nd here, and he's going to end up taking that spot away from Nolan. And now he's got just about another car length and a half before he gets to the back bumper. Delaney, I think that those that were pushing really aggressively just started to lose some ground. That 12 car being one of them. Everybody else has that jet ready to go. And I think that 6 car with the 26 on the rear bumper, I would be a little scared, to be honest. That 26 has a lot of speed. You can see him looking low. Here he goes to the bottom, trying to use that little side drag, getting on that left rear quarter panel, getting the car a little drag back. Here goes into 3 and 4. It clears him. Just like that, dives it in the corner. But don't think it's over yet, folks. We got about 17, 16 laps to go in the stage, something like that. And man, everybody's all within just a few seconds of each other. So it's on anybody here in the top 8, it looks like. All the way back to the 83, I think, really have a shot of winning this stage.
Oh, Hill's all over the place. Gonna have to be careful not to cook that rear tire. Delaney looking to let him just burn his stuff up. Hill does not look comfortable in this race lead right now.
Well, hey, I would be terrified too if I was looking in my rearview mirror and see a whole entire pack of cars looking to pass me like that. Holy cow, I'd be a little sketchy too. But I mean, they're still battling hard. I think that it's not over yet, though. This is probably not the last battle for the lead we saw all day. That 8 car, though, is really loose. 76 had to let off the gas to be able to avoid turning them, but up front, Delaney still trying to peek his nose down below the 26 and get some air on him, and he does. Gets him a little tight up the hill. That 26 up to the top, crossing the line. He'll lead that lap, but we'll see if he's able to hold it as they head into turn 1 side by side for the lead. We got the 12 car, Nolan Hodson, on the back end watching this happen, and he is just enjoying the view right now, hoping that they make a mistake and get on right by. That 26 still hanging on to the lead, and he will hang on by more than a car length. They enter the corner this time. 26 gets down to the white line this time. That will cut off the air of the 6, and that will hopefully have him hang on to that lead for a little bit while longer before the end of the stage. Remember, we're down to 13 laps to go before the end of the stage, something like that.
Heitman now sends it on in, meanwhile, in some side-by-side battling. Hutchinson's been trying to cut his way through some of these cars. Everyone's starting to pick up the urgency level with under 20 laps to go on the stage. The top runners in the field starting to separate too. In fact, your top 11 have now broken away by almost a full second. Hoytsma leading the second pack. Hutchinson now has burned up his stuff.
Oh, man. This is what we like to see. We like to see this type of racing. This is cool. Who can hang on to their car the longest? Right now, Paul Hill says, I can. But that 6 car is saying, no, you can't. Let me get on by. Here he goes to the bottom trying to make it work. He's got a lot of ground on him. He's going to have a good run here. That 12 car, Nolan, trying to follow him through. But that 26 still trying to keep on that left rear quarter panel. I don't think he's going to be able to get there. And the 6 slides up, takes the lead back from the 26. 26 is going to be all over the rear bumper now. He's going to have to try something to be able to get by that 6 car if he wants to be able to win this stage. There's a little bit of ways to go. That 12 car moves up to the top, trying to make a move for second. Still battling on throughout this field. That 83, remember I was talking about him earlier. He was saving his stuff. We could see it. He's up to 5th now. He's going to be catching these guys, and he's going to knock them down one at a time very slowly as we come to get out of turn number 4 to get 10 laps to go in the stage. Oh boy, it's gonna get good, man. This is good racing at Texas. Very surprising for this racetrack, which doesn't seem to bring any sort of good racing at all in most cases. But today we're seeing a heck of a drive by all these guys as they slip and slide down the backstretch. Nolan trying to hang on to the car.
Still trying to hold on in this defensive alignment. Hill's tires have completely fallen off a cliff. Enderfield now following that line. That's carried the most momentum as they keep the intensity up. Benefield scrapes himself into the wall trying to follow the 12. Bit of a sketchy moment as Hill, everybody wants to find a way around him with the way that car is not exiting the corner. He tried to clear himself.
Oh, darn it, man. I'm so glad he hanged on to the car. Man, that 83, he's going to get there, man. He's got a few laps to get there, but everybody hangs on to their cars right now. I think we're going to start seeing more and more cars lose this lead area. Those that save their stuff, like the 33 and the 83, you're going to see them pass a lot of these guys. That 26 has already dropped back to 4th, now probably going to be losing a spot to 5th, but that 83 moves up to 2nd, and he's just got to try and chase back down that 6 car Delaney. He's got a little ways to go, but we'll see if he's able to do it, as it looks like the 33 moves up to 3rd now. Trying to make that work. Paul Hill, correction, trying to make a move down to the bottom of the 12 car. 33 is all over the back bumper in 5th.
Still providing a lot of pressure. Gossett to the inside. At this point, And to wonder what's going through Hill's mind with how much he's just trying to push to try and maintain track position. He is not giving in to how these tires are showing a world of hurt. Last time by, he was a 10th slower than the race leader, and now he is getting swarmed yet again.
Yeah, you know what's going through his mind right now. If you've ever seen that third movie of Cars, when Lightning McQueen is getting passed by all these new cars that are way faster than him, he's like trying to keep up. That's the feeling he has right now. All these guys that save their stuff is passing him by, and he's trying to hang on, but he just doesn't seem to have the tire to do it. So he's going to be feeling like that for a while before the end of the stage. Remember, we got 6 to go. When they hit the line, it'll be 5 to go for the stage. And these guys, oh boy, man, it's going to be really exciting. This is the 83, almost spins into the 15, goes into the wall hard. And that's going to be bad for that 76 and the 15. Still battling for that back spot there in 6th. They are a little ways off the front pack here as Nolan Hodson in that 12 car is making the top lane work. I think the 83 has burnt his stuff up as well. So don't think I'm surprised. I thought he would have a little extra tire there, but Paul Hill and Nolan Hodson still pushing hard and hanging on to their cars. As they come out of turn number 4 to complete lap 155 into lap 166, everybody's hitting the wall. They're driving hard, 3 wide back in the back part of the pack, still hanging on to it. Kulmacheski, DeCiani, and Hoytsma back in 10th, trying to hang on to it 3 wide. Up front, these guys still side by side, trying to make it work too. Just trying to catch back down that 6 car. If they're able to do it, they'll gain a lot of points here. It's all about those stage points with these guys. Delaney's won, Hodson's won, but Hill has not. So Hill's going to want to get some extra stage points here.
All sorts of battling all throughout the field. Hoytsma, by the way, we talked about him being 1 second back. Well, the field has fallen back into his clutches. Hutchison, after his push to get back as high as 4th, has also seen him go the wrong way in the RH Motorsports entry. That's the tough thing. You need track position at this track if you want to move ahead. It is so difficult to be able to make passes and without burning up your rubber. There's a look at that 15 you were talking about. He's lost a lot of ground, as now it's going to be the tough thing where he's going to end up finishing out this stage.
1 lap at a time, buddy. Just get down to the end of it. That's all you got to do is the battle for the lead heats up. Here comes that 12 car. Nolan Hodson to the outside. He's loose, trying to hang on to the car. 6 shuts the door, and he's going to hang on to the lead as they head into turns 3 and 4 again. Man, these guys are battling hard. They want that stage win. That 12 car wants it. The 6 car wants it. They want to get that extra playoff point. That's going to help their causes as both of them are already locked in the playoffs. They're trying to get everything they can get. 2 laps to go in the stage into turn number 1. The 12 car's a little higher on entry. That's going to try and set up a better exit as the 6 car enters more shallow. You're going to see that 12 car close up on the back bumper of the 6 down the back straightaway. If he hangs onto the run, which he does, he's going to be there heading into turn 3 and 4. He looks to the bottom. I don't think he's going to have the room to get down there, but the 6 shuts the door, hangs onto it as we come out of turn 4 to get the white flag before the end of the stage. 12 car looks high.
There's still 5 more laps after this point. In fact, Kurt,
oh,
it's
65. Oh,
yes.
I thought it was 160. I'm so sorry. I got so hyped for that. That was amazing.
They are racing like it is to 160, but it's still not done. Hodson getting side drafted. It's very powerful, obviously, in this car. Delaney with the suck back. It's Hodson who's trying to get the throttle down. All 3 of these drivers burning up their rubber. Robert Miller has closed up to them just about also. Delaney with the edge.
I'll forget about rubber right now. These guys are running and they're having fun. They're driving their wheels off this thing. Come on, that 26 is looking good. He's in a good position. That 15, where did Robert Miller come from? He's up to 4th. He's on the back bumper of the leaders as the 26 pushes that 12 car by. Oh, this is great racing up in the front of this pack right here. 6 car trying to make it work as we come down here. We're getting closer and closer to the end of that stage. And, man, these guys are still battling it like it's the last lap of the stage. This is awesome. This is great racing for Texas. Holy cow.
It's phenomenal battling. Paul Hill is looking for second. He looked like he was fading fast a moment ago. Here comes Robert Miller, 3 wide into turn 3. Miller, he's on the prowl. He's up to second.
Hang on to it, brother. There he goes. Just like that, Robert Miller, he has speed all of a sudden. What a move. Gets up to second. Now he's all over the back bumper of that 12 car. I think that 15 car saved a little something in the tank because he is pushing pretty good, and he has some speed on the exit. Here he goes. He's going to make a move down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's down now, side by side with the 12 and Nolan Hodgson trying to hang on to it. I don't know if that outside line is going to help Nolan at all, but he's going to dig it in deep, trying to hang on to it. Remember yesterday that 15 won the race. He's trying to win the stage today. Coming down to get 2 to go when he hit the stripe. 2 laps to go on the stage. Not this time. 6 car Delaney tries to chase back down the 15 car. Not quite enough room. That 12 car Nolan Austin. He is a happy guy behind that wheel hanging on to the thing. That 15, though, has a great run as cars hit the backstretch. I think someone may have blow up, but there's no caution. Keep it green. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 here. Coming to get the white flag in the stage this time. Right, Justin? I think we got it. You call it to the end, buddy.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. A big block Hodgson out from Miller's front high side. 1 to go in stage 2. Miller squeezes on the 12. Hodgson tries to wrap the bottom. Side by side as Miller plows his way past Hodgson. Miller able to take the lead for Altus Esports down the back straightaway. One more chance for Ascend as Hoffman goes 3 wide in the battle for third. No chance for Hodgson. Coming out of the checker flag for the stage. Green and white checkered ways for Robert Miller. He holds off Hodgson, Paul Hill, Hoffman, and Delaney, the top 5. Gossett, Benefiel, Hoitzma, Heitman, and DeCiani in the top 10.
What a great run to the finish, man. These guys, they were driving the wheel. Where did Robert come from? Robert Miller here in that 15 car just came out of nowhere, wins the stage, and he put on a clinic here trying to show them, hey, you guys beat up your tires. Don't worry, I'll save mine just for the last 5 laps, and I'll pass all of you. Watch what happens, and he does it.
36 starting spot. That's where he began this race this evening. Able to charge his way all the way to the front. What a run. Let's take a quick commercial break. We come back, more coverage. You're watching Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back. It's pit stop time as Robert Miller once again took the stage. As the field comes in for service, Miller on the far end of pit road has already seen himself plow on through here. Where is he going to cycle as most of the front runners in pit road finish up their service? He'll come out first. Hodgson, Delaney, Hill, Hoffman, your top 5. Gossett, Benefiel, Hoitzma, Heitman, DeCiani amongst your top 10 with Neil Pearson still in the conversation also. Your thoughts on the race so far, Kirk, as now it comes down to about 100 laps or so. In fact, 100 even to decide the running.
Well, I got to tell you right now, these drivers, they really put on a show that last run. I mean, seeing how everybody got fresh tires, they knew they could make it to the end of the stage. They put on a show for us there at the end. Had a rocky start to the beginning, a few accidents that were just pain to see. A lot of cars got taken out. Drivers like Alex Murray, Armin Juan Petrovich, Billy Brickley, Brandon Hastings, Gregory Robinson, and of course William Owens also involved in that as well. A few other cars involved in incidents but still running in the race, a few laps down. But these guys, you hate to see them get taken out so early, but we're out here now, single file. We're going to be able to get 1 lap to go before the green flag again. Here, I think when they cross the stripe, I think is when we're going to get to 1 to go. These guys have been really putting on a heck of a show for us. And looks like that what we're going to see on this last 100 lapper is going to be a light difference, I think. I think we're going to start seeing some guys be more cautious, saving your tire. I don't think we'll see as much fuel saving. You got 100 laps to make it. And if we don't get a caution, everybody's got to pit one more time. It's going to happen. Now, when you choose to pit is very each driver dependent. Each driver has to make their own choice. Do you want to do it late run? Do you want to do it early run? If you're doing it late run, you're saving yourself in case there is a caution. But you're also risking the time loss because all the cars that do pit early end up catching you back, and they'll end up passing you. But if you pit, like I said, early, and a caution comes out, your day is done, essentially. You get trapped a lap down, and you have to try and, hope for a chaos-filled race to come back. So it's going to have to be, when do I want to come down pit lane as a driver? When is the best time to come down and get some fuel and tires to be able to make sure I can make it to the end optimally without, and also mitigating the risk of a caution coming out and taking everything away.
See how stage 3 now rolls through. Miller inside, outside Hodgson for this restart. Delaney and Hill row 2, Hoffman and Gossett row 3 as mentioned. Benefield and Hoytsma, Heitman and DeCiani. Green flag is out. Back and away, the Altus entry pulls off and away. And now we'll see how the drivers play out their tires with this run. Gonna take us to the end. Less than 100 laps to go.
Great restarts all day from that person in the front row. It doesn't matter who seems to be in that front row position. It seems to be working really well for them as drivers are beating and banging in the back of the field, trying to get to a position where they feel comfortable, trying to gain everything they can early in the run. Everybody in the front 10 looks to be single file with the exception of Lucas Hoytsma trying to make a move on Heitman to the outside. They get single file now, so that makes the entirety of the top 15 look single file, except for Vroom Vroom. Take a look at that, Nicholas Vroman. We were talking about him at the beginning of the race. He went 2 laps down at one point. He is back on the lead lap, running just inside the top 15, trying to make his run back to the front. He's got a ways to do it, but he's got a guy who will show him the way in that 88 car, Kulmacheski. We know he's fast on the short run, and I think if he's able to stick with him, maybe he'd be able to follow him up towards the front, and we know Vroman's got a fast car.
Absolutely too. Ended up just botching the strategy with no tires the last time he came down to pit road under green in stage 1, should say. That was the case. And now, he's been able to claw his way at least back to 13th on his recovery drive so far. 96 coming to 95 laps to go. Take a look at DeCiani meanwhile. Decent run tonight for the 4 machine. Your thoughts on DeCiani's speed? We've seen a couple moments for the 4 tonight.
Yeah, DeCiani's very lucky man tonight. He's ended up getting in a couple contact in situations where the car doesn't get spun around, but he got either put in a wall or put in a position where he had to save the race car. He's held on to it really well. That 4 car's made it all the way up to the top 10. He's doing exactly what he needs to do right now, which is to save the tire. Ride the bottom, make sure nobody gets underneath you. Just keep your car as close to that white line as possible. Save your tires. Don't dive it in too deep. Don't get back to the gas too quick. Just make sure that car rides nice and simple, and you'll make it to the end of this race with a car that might win this thing. I think he's going to try and aim for something a little bit more realistic right now. He hasn't been up towards top 5 all day, so I think maybe a top 10 is more realistic for his position, unless we start seeing something chaotic like we're seeing in the back of the field there. You can see that 71, 100 Truell, and a few others still Truell trying to battle each other, including the league owner here. That's Bobby Anderson, currently in charge here at the full-length Cup Challenge, and he is just had a topsy-turvy day. He had a great starting position, but he's fallen back, and he just doesn't seem to have the speed he had earlier in the race. He's up to 18th and hasn't been able to gain much ground.
Yeah, so far he's been trapped in the back after getting all that track position early in stage 1. Just hasn't been able to maintain it. We take a look at some of the others right now. This includes Mesnard. Haven't talked too much about Mesnard this season. Right now, just hoping that there's no issues with the internet based on your conversations earlier.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's one of those folks that I went and chatted with. He had a problem with his internet connection the last handful of races, and he just is glad he's able to make it out tonight. No weather in his area, so he should be able to stick it out. But he's still running top 15 right now. Can't complain too much. He's just got to be able to protect his car, save his tires, make it to the end of the race. He has been having issues with that last handful of weeks, but looks like it's working out well for him right now. Right in front of him, though, he's got a gaggle of cars that are all nose to tail. You got the 76 of Heitman there, got the 88 of Kulmacheski, the 95 of Roman, and the 4-car DeCiani, the 51 of Cameron Stone. We haven't mentioned him much today in that Zen car. He came down early, had the same strategy as the 97 of Lucas Hoytsma, and it ended up working out for both of them a little bit. It was a net gain. However, now they are all currently within the top 15, trying to hang on to that car as Kulmacheski's being challenged for position there by Roman. We're looking now back with the 19 car of Alex Princeton and the 2 car as well of Jacob Simpson. This is back in 32nd.
These again.
Man, got him.
Yeah, I was about to say Simpson was one of the drivers that looked promising too early on before some of the incidents. It's just a lot of these drivers, as the race going on, have not been able to maintain the track position that they were able to battle so hard for here. Jason S. Taylor's a good example. They're dooring each other back here.
Yeah, I see why you put the camera on them. That didn't make sense earlier. Holy cow, these guys are just, banging into each other. What on earth are they doing back here for 30th? Guys, calm down. You got a long way to go. Oh my, he just shifted it into the corner, rear-ended that guy. What is the 2-car doing right now? What? He looks like he's like on something, if you know what I mean. It sounds like he's on something. Golly, door banging the 19, getting by another car using the chrome horn for 30th. What are we doing? What is happening? Up front, though, we got a battle for the lead. Here comes Nolan Hodgson trying to get to the back bumper of Robert Miller. I don't know if he's going to be able to make a move quite yet, but Paul Hill's looking in third, and he's just like licking his chops. He wants to get by him, and he wants to see these two make a little bit of contact so he can just scoot right on by a little less. 2 for free, I guess you could say.
Dean Hodgson, meanwhile, up front, is providing a lot of pressure. He still wants to go, and that's going to be the tough thing. Does Hodgson try and go for the lead? Does he try and save tire a little bit, then go? That's going to be the tough thing. We've seen how good Miller was at the end of the run.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's hanging on to the car, doing a great job. I guess not always is true. It depends. But right now they are hanging on to that car. We got that 12 car Nolan. He's trying to find his way around him. I think he's pushing a little hard pretty early. Delaney, though, is someone I like looking at right now. Delaney, he's sitting here in 4th. Has a little bit of a gap back to 3rd. And the reason why I think he's doing this, I think this is strategic. Him and the 33 are working together. I think they're saving gas, saving tire, and they're going to probably pit later than the cars in front of them. I think Hill, Hodgson, and Miller, these guys might come in a little sooner. So I just go make a little prediction here. 85 to go. I think that we might see these guys pit late, just based off the way they're driving right now.
Hodgson just said on the radio, the apron's calling to him now. I guess that means he's clipping the apron too much. Some of these drivers have been trying to give it at least a quarter car length space to that apron here tonight, because hitting that apron does make you tight.
I don't like that apron. I don't like it at all. Sometimes I just like to beat it up. That's the thing. That's the problem with me. I think a lot of cars have that habit. It just gets too much good turn on the entry, and you get down and you miss it by that much. You hit the apron and you just lose control of the car. And that Nolan there's a bump right here in the middle of the corner. You saw that little bump there. It's hard to tell whenever the car is stabilized like this on the sim. But when you hit that bump, it really upsets the car. And if you're on the apron when you hit that bump, it really upsets the car. So that 12 car is making it work on the outside out of nowhere. He just made a giant dive bomb, making a move down to the outside for the lead, and it's going to work. Not quite work out yet. Still even down the back straightaway. Paul Hill is going to be catching back up to the back bumper of these two, as Delaney and the 33 also of Gossett are battling as well. But the 12 car seems to have cleared the 15 for the lead on lap 185 to 186 with 82 laps to go.
Good charge ahead by the 12 machine. And now it's the question, can he hold on to the race lead for the next while or so? Still at least 30, 40 laps in this run to go. Tommy Gossett, he's now going for second. He's the dive on, and Miller lets him have it.
I think that somebody turned on his light switch in that 33 car. He wasn't really pushing, neither was the 6, but then something happened. And something inside those cars flipped. And I think that switch is Vroman. Remember, he was running 13th a little bit ago? He's up to 5th. He's on the back bumper of these guys right now. He's going to be getting here in a minute. But that 33, take a look at that. 33, Gossett to the bottom for the lead, trying to take it away from the 12 car, and it looks like it's going to happen. This is 10 times better than watching the Cup Series on Sunday. My gosh, these guys are driving so good. I'm happy to see it. This is awesome.
Up to the point for the first time tonight goes the Victory 1 entry of Gossett. Now the question's going to be, can I hold on? You know who's up here again? Vroom Vroom. Nicholas Vroman has been able to gain all the spots back just about. He is right now one of your quickest cars on the racetrack.
Yeah, he did it. I told you about it a minute ago. Yeah, I saw him come up. He went back from 13th. We're talking about him last, and then he's up to 4th now, top 5. Man, he's really moving. And it's so nice to see it, too. He's got that car that I think is the biggest eyesore on the track, and I've told him before, man, I hate the way that car looks. But he says it's a distraction for the other drivers. It's a way that when people, when they look at him, they're like, oh, man, that car looks ugly. And it does, but it's a good tactic. It makes people want to look at the car or, you know, get annoyed by it, and they make mistakes when they do. So it's very kind of like a smart thing to do. He also mentioned a quote of something like, he said, the driver's second best tool is his paint, or something like that. So battle for second still rages on. He got the 15 passing the 12. 12's dropping back, I think. We're going to start seeing him lose a few more spots. Robert Miller gets up to second as Nicholas Vroman trying to get third away from him as well. Delaney still sitting back there in the 5th place spot, trying to hang on to the bottom of the racetrack as Paul Hill's battling with him as well. But that top 5 has really been shuffling ever since the restart. We have 77 laps to go in this race. Any one of these guys could win it at any given moment, as long as they just, you know, save tire. They got to be able to get to the end, have a good pit stop. They'll be ready to go.
Got to pace themselves for the next little bit or so. It's now going to be the patience game for a lot of these competitors the rest of the way to make sure they get themselves in a good spot on the tires here. One of the drivers that is doing really well this run, Cameron Stone. We haven't talked about that name all night. If we go to the 57, he's been running in the back most of the race. Well, not anymore. He has migrated up to 12.
Cameron Stone, it was an interesting day for him. He definitely had a little bit of speed later in the end of the first stage whenever he stayed out and he got good track position, but he just does not seem to have speed to get into the top 10. He's been just outside top 10 most of the day. If he can get up and somehow get by these guys, he'd have to save his tires really well, but he's one of those drivers that likes to have a cool beverage when he's behind the wheel. Me and him have spoken about that a few times, more than once. And somehow he's still able to hang on to his race car even after a few beverages. So that 57's got some talent. Luckily, he's able to have some fun on the sim and also be somewhat, I guess, thirst quenched in that car, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, indeed. Hutchison making the move on the outside of him right now. Take away the 12th position. So that will change things up a little bit for them, say at the very least. Some of the other drivers to keep in mind that have been able to keep themselves ahead here is going to be Vroom Vroom, because guess what? We talked about him earlier with his recovery. He just took second. In fact, he's in a battle for second still.
Man, I gotta tell you, this is so fun to watch. That 95 get up towards the front. The 33, Gossett also battling with him. Now take a look at the 6 car. He just capitalized on one of them getting loose, and now here he comes down to the bottom, trying to get down to the bottom of Gossett, trying to get by him. Looks like it's gonna work here on the bottom as long as he can make it stick full throttle. He does, as Gossett tries to pull in behind the 6, and it looks like he will. That is gonna single things out. We got Robert Miller, Nicholas Vroman, Jonathan Delaney, and then Gossett, then Paul Hill, That's your top 5 right now. But the entirety of the top handful of cars here, let's see, I think that's like 10 or 8 of them are all within just a handful, within a second of each other, top 7. But this battle, man, that 33 went way down low trying to block the 26th run. And it looks like that's going to cause him to get a little loose on the exit of 4 here. Watch him get to the rear bumper of the 6. He's real loose on the exit of 4. He hangs on to it, trying to get by the 6 car.
Yeah, getting a little bit darty there. Some defensive maneuvers again from Delaney, trying to block 2 lines. But it's still going to be Delaney to hold on to the spot. Gossett now going the wrong way all of a sudden here. Still 70 laps to work with this time by here. What goes to the driver's psyche when it comes to some of these battles at this point, knowing it's been a long run. It's a long race here at Texas, mind you. And so far, it's been a battle with this track.
Well, it depends on the type of driver you are. You got the 6 car probably still cool, calm, collected, just being real smart with the way he's saving his tires. Same with the 95. These guys are really good at being there at the end of this race. Drivers like the 83 of Benefiel. There we go. Got it right. There we go. Still one of the guys that I think that can really be there at the end of the day. We've seen him win a ton of races in the Xfinity side of things, and he's definitely someone who can win on Cup side as well. But it's all about tire save. And if you're someone that just likes to try and get up to the front, one concern that you have, don't get loose and burn up a tire. Because if you get loose once, that heats up a tire, and it takes a couple laps to get that tire cooled back down to where you can be fast again. So you don't want to. You want to keep all 4 tires underneath you. You don't want to slide them out. The psyche is just save, save, save. You want to wait until you absolutely have to pit. If somebody pits first, guess what? You got to react. That's your goal here. One story that I do want to mention here that I'm kind of surprised by, Hutchinson, who has the fastest lap of the day in the 8 car, is way behind these guys, back in 14th. Seems to be 3 seconds off the pace here, trying to run with DeCiani and Matt Stone. That 8 car, even though he has the fastest lap of the day, just does not seem to have the long run speed.
Not the way I think that Forza's cars wanted to go, not the way I think the RH Motorsports entry this line has wanted to go in terms of both of their cases here. As Cam Stone nearly pushes up into Neil Pearson, now making the pass attempt on the 8 at the very least. So the pit window should open up in the next couple laps or so, at least on green flag fuel mileage. It's going to get interesting how these drivers handle that pit strategy and what adjustments they make to close things out. After all, the track temp has equalized at 111.
That's true, it has. I do got to let you know up towards the front now, that 9 car, Carl Dodson lap car just blew by these leaders. He had way fresher tires, and he's a few laps down, so he's not involved in it necessarily, but he just blew by these guys 3 wide on the outside in turn 1. So we might be seeing him shortly again. More contact. Clayton Hoffman and the 33 at Gossett made some contact on the exit of the corner. Not enough to where any damage was had, but enough to where it does scare me a little bit. So keep an eye here. We just had a change in position. That 9 car up ahead is not trying to pass for the lead. He's a lap down. He's trying to get his lap back. So just remember that whenever you see him make a move down there on the bottom of your screen. But up, what we're looking at right now, we got Delaney here sitting in 3rd with Paul Hill in 2nd. Paul Hill's trying to chase down Miller. He's got a ways to go to be able to do it, but that lap car in front of Miller, so the good news is for him, bad news is for him, good news for everybody else, that gives him a little dirty air in the 15 car, so he's not going to be able to get away as quickly as he'd like because he has the dirty air of a lap car in front of him. So it's going to actually help out the rest of these guys catch right back up to him. You see a lot of loose race cars throughout this field. Man, just trying to hang on to the dang thing. And I love seeing it. This is exactly what we like to see. It's hard racing throughout the entirety of the top 10. 83 Adam trying to make the outside line work. Benefiel able to get the job done. Here comes Nolan Hodson to the outside of the 95 of Roman. 33 giving him a shot, trying to get him into turn 1 to get him on by.
All sorts of squabbling. Every time it seems somebody has the position to move up in this race lead, it seems, they just die off. It's unreal. It's almost like it's so hard to be able to move yourself ahead when you know you have a fast car, because if you start moving ahead, you just go backwards with this car tonight.
That's true. It's actually really interesting. Like, you don't expect this at a Texas race. You know, you go back and you look at Texas races over the years, like the All-Star race that they had here at Texas a handful of years ago. Not one of the most entertaining races, and probably the least entertaining race I've ever seen. The whole debacle with Ryan Blaney and his window net, you might recall that. But here on the sim tonight, man, it's just entertainment. You got it all over the place. Drivers battling for position all the way through this field. But the biggest thing I do got to mention here is the entirety of, like, say, the top, I think it is top 10, are all within reach of each other. The only ones that are really checked out are Paul Hill and Robert Miller. They're about a second ahead, a third. But that gap is going to close. That is a guarantee. But one driver you got to look at right here, we're looking at right now, that 41 car we haven't talked about all night, Andrew Dyson. In the 41 car, we saw him do really well at Circuit of the Americas back a handful of weeks ago, and now take a look at him. Calm, cool, collected. He started at the back, he worked his way towards the front. He's going to be passing. Look at him, he's like so relaxed. He's doing taxes, passing on by Ralph Hutchinson, just so relaxed. That's one thing about him I cannot believe. He's able to just chill, ride, not have a problem with anything, even though he's passing guys at 180. That's amazing.
Some amazing work, amazing scenes right now. At 41, just continuing its progression through the field itself right now. How things are going. So, we're inside the field numbers. Here's a look up front yet again from Vroom, trying to build back up a run on the 33. Looking like he wants to see, now that he's cooled back the tires, if he can make back all the spots he's just lost.
I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, but what I can tell you he's going to be able to do, he's going to be able to see out in front of his windshield at all these cars that have just left the picture. The 15 car we were talking about, Robert Miller, he's already a second and a half ahead of third. That is so unusual. Like, if we take a wide shot here and we look at like how far back these two have checked out from third place, if we can get a wide shot somewhere in here, we'd be able to see the distance, because the distance here is absolutely staggering. You see it and you're like, how on earth did these guys check out? We hadn't seen that all race. Everybody's been so checked up close to each other. This is the first time that we've seen them all spread out like this, and it's not something at all that's been usual. So I don't know if that 15 hit something, but that setup is locked in, and he's trying to do what Lucas Hoytsma was able to do, and do double, try to win both the Xfinity Series race of Friday Night Lights and the Cup race. If he's able to do that, that would be phenomenal. We got 56 laps to go as we got cars hitting pit road right now. You'll see it come across your screen any moment here, but we're getting to the point where pit stops are going to start showing up, and this is going to really change how the strategies are going to go. Who's going, who's not. We already have drivers already out there on fresh tires, I believe. For example, Dustin Hall already came down pit road. We got a few others that came down, so it's going to be exciting to see when they choose to come. When are they going to come down pit lane? We got to find out when.
Going to be a wait and see type of a time right now. See how these people handle pit road, these drivers should say. As we see Benefiel now holding back Gossett. Right now, Gossett on the bottom. Kolmacheski is now falling down the order. Kolmacheski has just opened the pit window. So pit stops are underway here. Stoney Benfield also just recently pit. So the window is open for drivers to go here and get their service.
Drivers should see this right now and really consider coming down, because if you do not, I don't think a caution's coming. I think we're going to be out here for a while unless that 2 car, Jacob Simpson, continues to hit the wall as hard as he has been. He's just been smacking it every lap, it looks like. But these guys, we got Cameron Stone coming down. There you go. Got more guys coming down pit lane right now. If you are the leader, you got to really consider coming down, because you will lose a lot of time per lap on the leader here. On these guys that just came down pit lane, you'll just lose seconds per lap. We got Ralph Hutchinson coming in from 15th. Got more cars choosing to pit as well. Cameron's, it's going to be a hard choice to make, because if a caution comes out, you're kind of screwed. But if it doesn't, then you are definitely screwed. So you're kind of stuck in a position where you got to make a bed and lie in it. So you got to choose what you want to do right here, right now.
Hutchinson's in. Now, waiting for the calls. Derek Heitman just lit up his radio as he made the move on the Conti car. Lucas Hoitzma also trying to do the same. Vroom vroom. Sees that 97 clip the apron. All this with Robert Miller still controlling that lead by 1.6 seconds as we go and reaching traffic. The field's really taking some separations now that this run has started to really solidify itself out, we'll say. Now it's going to be the tough thing on how the cycle is going to play out. Now just 51 laps to go.
Don't speed. Do not speed on pit road when you come down. That's a number one thing. Do not speed that car. You want to make sure you stay under the limit. You're able to get out there and still have a chance to win the thing. If you speed, you throw it all away. So right now, these guys have got to be able to be calm, cool, collected. Tyler Hunter's on pit lane, running back 20s. So is Chad Sanner and Devin Medeiros. These guys coming down. All of Lunar, it looks like esports coming down to pit. Really early, and I like this move. I like pit a little earlier right here, because with the leader staying out as long as he has, you're gaining seconds a lap pretty quick right now. The leader of the race, the 15 car, is running 31.3s. On fresh tires, most guys can run 33s, 35, somewhere in that range, right? 30.5, somewhere like that. So you're going to be gaining half a second, a little over that time. You're going to gain a lot of time per lap. And it just makes sense to want to come down and get some tires right now. But that 15 car, he had a big gap. Remember, he had about a second and a half, so he could really stay out a few extra laps, and he'll have fresher tires, and he'll pass you on raw speed, because we saw it. He has that raw speed in that number 15 car today. And if he's able to pull the double, the sweep of the weekend here in Texas, I'm sure he'll be one happy camper, considering we weren't able to get this on the broadcast yesterday. He definitely wants to get this one on the broadcast today.
Absolutely here. See two of the Renko cars continue to battle it out on the racetrack. Renko back, should say, with the case of Heitman. Gossett, part of 51 directly. That organization. Paul Hill has ducked his way to pit road. More people joining him. Ben Tracy coming in. Evan Mesdar just hit the commitment cone. Many others. Robert Miller's in.
Yep, leader. There you go. It's time to go. If you're not in the pits right now, you better get down pit lane this time. Delaney's in. A few other guys. Apparently the lap number that they needed to hit was lap 220. So they come down. They're going to take 4 tires. You see him right now jacking up the left side of that car. He's going to end up getting out of the pits. And we'll see where he lines up. Let's look at the 88 car. He was a guy who came down who I think at least had a chance at taking over these guys. Ralph Hutchinson's right in front of him. I think Hutchinson's going to end up being driver to watch if he's able to get back around. He's right now coming out of turn number 4 as they catch up to the back bumper of the 15. If they get to the 15, then that's going to show them the gap. These guys pitted first. Then we'll see where they end up with the 15. Right now the 15's on the apron coming off of turn 2, correction. You'll see him coming up here. You pass Delaney just like that. Kulmacheski just ran his fastest lap all day and the fastest lap of the whole race. Just there. So he's up to 3rd, I think, is where he's going to cycle out. 3rd place for the 88 car if this all continues to cycle through. Hoffman has the lead right now. Hodgson, Heitman, Gossett, Dyson, Roman, all these guys still got to come down pit lane. They still got to get tires. So they're losing valuable time right now. They're hoping to make it back up on the end part of the run by having just a few laps freer tires. You can see that 15 car. He's in a great position. Robert Miller did exactly the right thing. He has about a half-second lead over the rest of the guys that he's trying to beat, and he's doing a great job of it. Hunter Truell takes that fast lap away just like that as the 15 almost got into the back bumper of Roman as he was coming down pit lane. Chaos all over the racetrack as slow cars meet fast cars.
That leaves just a few drivers try to stretch out the runs and hope for some hooligans. Let's see what you're talking about on the replay here. Dave Hoitzma. You get the pit call. Looks fine, at least here.
It was the Vroman in the 95 that we were talking about. Vroman ended up going into the pits, and it was so close to hitting the 15. It was like inches.
That's the tough thing about pit calls, right? You have to make sure you're aware of it. Sometimes people don't say it. You have to have your head on a swivel at this point of the race to be ready for when somebody has to come down. There's Miller in the backdrop in this case.
Here we go. This is it right here. I think this is when he's going to come down pit lane right here. So let's take a look. You see Miller back there. Here comes Roman. He's going to try to come down to pit lane right here, I think. Here he goes. He's on the brakes. Gets down. Oh, my gosh. That was Lucas Hoytsma that he almost hit, actually. So it was close, but not quite. We got also a few more cars coming down pit lane. We say Nolan Hodson on pit lane now. All the leaders that were out here, Heitman, Dyson, Hoffman, they're all down. They're trying to get their tires set up. Hoytsma as well.
So just about everybody has gone in except for Pearson. Pearson continuing his run, but he just called on the pit stop coming up. So everybody has just basically completed their cycle now, except for
that was that was two tires. Hodgson, 10.5 second pit stop. Yeah, he took two tires.
I don't know if that's going to help him, though. He's still not going to cycle to the race lead here.
I'm surprised he did that. Wow, that's kind of a decision and a half to make right here. I'm kind of surprised. That's really odd. We'll have to see what he does with that. Probably just trying to get a better position than what he had before, but it's not going to work out too well. We'll have to see.
Way 62. Jason S. Taylor yet to pit either. Just cycled to the front now all of a sudden by 13 seconds. Looked promising with this. Yeah, Jedi with the strategy earlier. Looked promising. Not anymore.
I don't know, man. He's going to have to hope for a caution. He needs one, and he needs one now. If he can get a caution, all of his woes go away. He's back on the happy board, but he still loses a lot of spots, but at least he's going to stand the lead lap. Right now, he's just losing so much time. He's made his bed. He's got a lie in it. But take a look here. Battle for third just happened. We just had Delaney pass Hutchinson. That was a move right there. So that Delaney car, he pitted a lot later than Hutchinson did. So that 6 car is going to have a lot of speed compared to those around him. But we got to still remember, Robert Miller, I don't think he's won yet this year in the Cup Series, but he has most certainly won in the Xfinity yesterday. So this is going to be exciting for him if he's able to somehow come out of here and win this thing. That'd be pretty cool for him, I believe. So, yeah, he's not even, I don't even see him in the top 20 in points. So this will definitely be good for him right now if you take a look.
Yeah, this is going to be something that really moves that cut line also. Right now, Robert Miller, things go in the overall standings, is 31st in 7 starts on the season. We break it down that way. So he's got a lot of time he can make up with a win today in the standings. Just 1 top 5, 2 top 10s on the season. For reference, Lucas Hoytsma's 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s with the most wins on the season at the top of the board. Still, he has to survive all this lap traffic. That's the key.
Oh man, you could just sense he's probably going through a lot of stress right now. Leading this race, got this in control. Your only job is to don't mess up, and he is praying for no caution. He does not want anything to come out and ruin his day right now. All throughout this field, though, there is battling, so don't think it's over quite yet, because anything can and will happen. We have lappers all over the track. We have regular cars that are able to keep up speed, different pitch strategies. One car might go faster than the other. You see Stone here, he came down a little earlier. He's losing some ground just like that. Nolan Hodson getting on by with that 2-tire strat, trying to make that work as well.
Yeah, I'm curious how far he gets there with 2 tires. Remember, the left side tires normally do wear out a bit at Texas, at least notice, but it was a trick some people were able to play in some cases in the past couple builds. This track could be a little bit more harder, of course, to make that work. He is trying it though. good line to be able to battle things out right now with Gossett and Benefield with the way they cycle. 1.5 seconds of the race lead as time goes by the way, with Miller now fully up in front. Jonathan Delaney and Paul Hill, your top three here as we take a look at leader.
You know, nothing on this planet, I think, feels better whenever you have a position that you're in with Robert Miller right now. He's just focused. He's only going to be focusing on the racetrack. He has nobody in front of him, nobody within any clear view behind him. He's just in a great spot on this racetrack where he's finally honing in that feeling of, yeah, I'm leading the race, beating 45 of some of the best guys I could beat. And I know that I'm out here and doing the best that I can, and I'm going to try and win me a race. That's probably the feeling that's going through him right now as we come down to get 33 laps to go here in this race for the Hawk 2 of 400. Funniest thing, man. I love that they named it that. New fast lap, though. Jedi Taylor, 29.9. Woo! Hot lap. 12 car Nolan Hodgson trying to get around the lap car to 70. See that? It's not over by any means. A lot of cars just doing some crazy moves right now all over the racetrack.
It's like a hornet's nest right now with this traffic, or almost like freeway traffic just about. Let's take a look at what Hodgson pulled off here. Gossett in front, traffic builds up, and then, well, he's able to take high side around Benfield, who missed the corner.
Absolutely missed the corner, but he did a great job of avoiding making contact, and he did get up in the marbles you saw on your screen. But, gosh, Stoney then just clobbered the wall on the backstretch. He hanged on to it, though. He's just trying to get the car around for a handful more circuits, and he'll call it good for a day. We still have a lot of bracing all over this track. Everybody's being overly aggressive. I saw a driver, Tommy Gossett here, really stick the nose underneath the lapper there, almost spun him out, but he hangs on to the car. You're seeing drivers make moves that we haven't seen all day. That 15 car, for example, he's about to get passed by the lap car of Jedi Taylor in that 60 car, trying to get on by. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it work. He does have fresher tires, so he might be able to, but that's going to give him some dirty air as Jonathan Delaney, this time by when they crossed the stripe, gained about maybe 100th of a second on the leader, but not much, but enough to where it says, well, we'll see what's going to happen on the long run. Delaney might have something for Miller. We'll have to see if he's saving anything.
I mean, Miller's got the cushion to save tires, somebody in that case. So we take a look at Komacheski, have a bit of a bobble to get around the traffic. This is the tough thing about lap traffic management. Sometimes traffic given, traffic taken away, side-by-side traffic right in front of the 88. Going to hold him back a little bit as Dodson now moves high.
Yeah, that 88's trying to get through this field, man. We know he's fast. We know he's fast. If he can get a caution like right now, that would put him in a position where I think he might be someone to watch for the end of this race. But it's going to need a lot of help. He can't do it under green right now. He's going to have a short run help him out. And right now we're going to be having a long run to the end. So we'll see what happens. But with the way these guys are driving, they're all over this racetrack. And this is the most entertaining racing I've seen at Texas in years. I mean, this is amazing. A lot of these guys, oh man, they're just all over each other. That 41 though, looking all over the rear bumper. A Stoney there, that lap car. Remember, 41 right now, that's currently 11th place. Stoney in the 70 is multiple laps down. And he's just trying to get around the dang racetrack without getting run over. Seems like he's trying everything he can, but it's not working. Oh, Kumacheski got into the wall with that 70 car. So more positions lost for Kumacheski. It seems like he's just going back and he needs a caution to help him out.
By the way, the two-tire call for Hodgson seen him move up to 5th spot. It's 5 seconds back of the race leader. It's working so far. Interesting enough for the 12. How long does it last is the huge question with what he's been able to do.
Well, it taught you, everybody else something. If we do get a caution in the next 10 laps or so, or if we do get one, then you can come down and get 2 tires. Somehow he's able to make it work. That's just something that says, hey, if you have 20-some laps you need to go in a run, just get a couple tires. You'll be fine. See how it works for you. But, golly, it seems like there's just a lot of battling throughout all of this field. It's so hard to get it all on camera. So we're missing a lot, but it's just like we're showing as much as we can. So if you guys are out there and you're trying to get your favorite driver on the camera or your family member or whoever is out here in this race, just know we're trying our best I can to get as much as we can out here for you to see.
Indeed. Taking a look at Heitman right now. It's fallen back to 11th. It's been a fade back for the 76 machine after running so well earlier on in the race. Right now, his pace has fallen to the 30.6s, still quicker than the race leader. But the downside is he's lost so much track position compared to earlier on. It just hasn't worked out for the Fortis car.
Oh, there's a wreck on the backstretch. Devin Medeiros sideways on the backstretch. That's going to bring out a caution. Caution's going to come out. Devin Medeiros got into. I think that may not be something that may have looked accidental. Oh my goodness, that's gonna change everything. Oh my goodness, let's take a look at this. You see it. Look, go back into like turn 2. You see right here that 98 of Williams. He's coming up. He just. Oh my golly, he gets him all the way up to. Where are you taking him, man? You're taking him up to the wall. He's mad about it and he spins himself out afterwards. I hate to see that, but you know. Yeah, the 98 just shoved him up the hill. They're battling back here for 20 plus something. This is not a time. You're the last cars on the lead lap, and you're battling for this. I mean, golly, that's unfortunate is the word I think I'll use on the air here.
That changes everything with less than 30 laps to go. Yeah, 98 just missed the bottom and just kept shoving him up. But then the 20. What's that?
They're both in the wrong in this case.
You're not going to believe this. Live action. Tech issue. Robert Miller is gone. He is no longer on the track. Jonathan Delaney takes the lead with a tech issue.
Oh my goodness. What, that is the most heartbreaking thing. He had this race won. He had it won. But just like that, dropped due to upload packet loss. Oh man, you gotta feel for Robert Miller. This is probably the most heartbreaking ending I've seen in the full length cup challenge to date. And I cannot believe it. That is so heartbreaking as cars making different strategy calls here at the end. That is just so unfortunate. You cannot believe what you just saw.
Really shakes things up to say the very least now. And now it's going to be the question, who's going to control things? Your 2 tire calls now were the first off pit road there. Paul Hill, Nicholas Vrillman, and Derek Heitman all took 2 tires. And now it's going to be huge to see how they stack up compared to Hodgson's speed from earlier on those 2 tires. This could be huge to see if they're able to hold on.
Like I said earlier, we saw with Nolan that 2 tires works. So 26, these guys, Roman, 76, Heitman back out here. They're making a call. It's going to be a risk because not every setup is built to run 2 tires. And you have to make certain adjustments to make the car work under 2 tires. But these guys are going to try and make it work for themselves. And man, that caution really changed the entire view of this race. And just to those of you that may not watch sim racing that often or might not know what exactly happened to Robert Miller, whenever your internet connection falls out so badly that you can't really be seen on the track and you don't send enough data, it kicks you off the track and kicks you out of the server. It's essentially like your motor being blown. However, if he is able to reconnect and hop back into session, he will be able to continue, but he'll be multiple laps down at this point. So extremely tough break. You hate to see it for Robert Miller. From the lead, taken all the way out due to an internet connection issue. It's like blowing a right front tire with 10 to go. It's not the best feeling in the world, and you got to really feel for him. But now that's opened the door for all of these guys up here in the front to change different strategies. It's a lot colder. We see it 103 degrees Fahrenheit out here. A lot colder, but the wind's picked up as well. It went from 7 to about 10, so it might change your car's handling slightly, not much. But the car is still going to be a little different with the 2 tires up here. This restart is going to be really something. I think we want to keep our eye on a screen for the next 20 or so minutes, or maybe even 30. It depends on how long they go.
This is going to come down to a 20-lap dash. Hill, Vroom Vroom on the front row. Heitman, Delaney, row 2. Gossett, Hodgson, row 3. Benefield, Hutchinson, row 4. Hoffman, Dyson, row 5. All set to go. The green flag waves. Back underway. And a good launch for Hill, but a good launch too for the 76 of Heitman.
Down to the bottom, not the best of restarts compared to what we've seen so far on the bottom of the racetrack. Normally the leader's able to get out to a big old gap. Not this time. That 26 of Hill only has about a quarter car length clear of the car in second there of Heitman. But take a look at that purple car, Nicholas Vroman trying to outside line, trying to put the throttle down, get a good run. Here comes Heitman now. Up the hill goes the 33 into the side of the purple car of Vroman. Side by side for the lead. Here comes Heitman to the outside of Paul Hill for the lead with just 19 laps to go. 20 laps to go. There we go. Still, Hill's got the advantage on the bottom. 19 to go. Yep, that's right. So going down the backstretch, Hill still got it. We got Heitman there in second, trying to look low. Going to get cut off here by Hill. Gossett there on the bottom, trying to hang on. And then Adam Benefiel trying to make it work on the bottom as well, trying to get past Vroman.
Vroman trying to go on the outside, Benefiel inside. Benefiel wrapping the bottom, all sorts of pushing him as Hill sets the fastest lap of the race again on the 2 tires. 29.6 as we're running qualifying laps, running a open pace right now with how they're going.
That is quick times, man. Holy cow. All day we couldn't get past the 29 barrier. It got so cold now that we can make lap times in the 29.6s. Holy cow, that car is fast. And all these cars are, because he didn't gain any ground. He's still battling there. New fast lap. Vroman, 29.4. Holy cow, these guys are putting it on rails. Here we go. This is it. You can see the top 5 all bunched up together. 6th place on back, still trying to get up back to the front. But Paul Hill, we have not seen him win a race yet this year. He almost won at Atlanta. He got involved in an incident, spun out, and this time he's got the lead. Can he hang on for the next 16 laps? New fast lap. Here comes Nolan with a 29.47.
We're all pushing hard. No more tire saving at this point. Everybody trying to push like mad. It's coming up to 15 laps to go in this one. Can Paul Hill shock FLCC? He's been competitive all season, top 10 pace. His best run all season, but he's got Tommy Gossett now pushing to try and find his way up, and Heitman right in his wheels. In fact, a trio of Ryco-powered machines all on a line, second or fourth.
Somehow they're able to make this whole run really fast, but I am worried because we only got 14 to go when they hit the stripe. Will the tires hang on? That's going to be the question right here. Those tires are screaming on the left sides. You know it. It's going to be very difficult for the guys who took 4 to be able to catch them back down. I'm surprised how well 2 tires is holding up. We saw it with Nolan. Nolan showed us the way, and they just copied him and then passed him. He's up to 4th trying to make it work, but 2 tires was the right choice, it looks like, so far. But will it remain that way? We'll have to see. Everybody's still single file for the front 16. Everybody's putting on hot laps every lap, trying to go as fast as they can. Oh, caution.
Caution flag is out once again. And it's this time at the back of the field. And guess who went around? The 20 again.
Yeah, but this time, remember we were talking about the 2 car diving it in deep on these restarts? Yeah, I think that may be the 2 car diving in a little too deep. Got into the left rear quarter panel of the 20. Let's take a look at that. You'll see him here going down the backstretch. Even, not a problem. 20 dives it in a little wider arc, but the 2 car just slams on the gas, gets into him, and sends him up into the wall. Dev, I don't know if that's something that Devin did wrong. I'd like to get on board with the 2 car. If we can see like they're on board, that would really tell us like what happened here. Let's take a look. So you see him riding back. This is about a lap before it happens. He's right all over the rear bumper of the 20 car. 2 car has been really good at diving it in deep and causing other guys to, getting into other guys, moving them out of the way. We saw that earlier in the race. This time by, he had a high arc. He's going to get a good run, hammered down the back straightaway. He's going to get a huge run, actually. He has a little bit of speed, but not enough to where he can make it pass quite yet. He dives down anyway, hits that gas, and just spins him out. My guess is that he wanted a caution. That's my opinion. But I can tell you what, that was not a pretty picture.
No, it was not. Now the field has to reset again, and it looks like nobody electing to pit here. No one wanted to risk it now in track position unless you're at the back of the field, it looks like here. So it's Hill, it's Heitman, Gossett, Hodgson, Vroom Vroom. How they line up for the top 5 here. What could be a thrilling end to this one. Now it's the question, how do you play this out to try and get this race win? We've seen the outside work, we've seen the inside work. What do you do?
You got to be on the bottom. The bottom is the best line to restart in. If you're Paul Hill, you got to be on the bottom. You're going to choose it no matter what. It just seems to have the best restarts. I think that we're going to be able to see this happen very quickly. It's going to be wild to watch, that's for sure.
Do you think Hill's going to hold on for what will be about 9 laps?
I think so. Yeah, I was thinking that in this instance, it's just 2 tires. Luckily for him, he's got a buffer to the guys who took 4. He's got 76 there and a 33 and a 12. These guys all have 2 tires as well. But that 26 out front, he's in a good spot to where he's got that small buffer. If he's able to get a good restart, not spin the tires, he's going to be out there. He's going to be able to make it work. I don't know, man. We got 10 laps to go in the race when we come back around next time by. And, you know, it's going to be exciting for that, for sure.
Indeed, as we come up to the restart. Coming up to the restart this time. Paul Hill in control. Derek Heitman second, Tommy Gossett and Nolan Hodgson round out the top 4 once again to reset. So now we get ready to see how they fire off and be able to power their way ahead here in what should be a fanatical finish, a fantastic finish coming up here in this race.
Oh man, this is what racing's all about. We get down to the nitty gritty. The end of these races 10 to go. We got 1. We're gonna get a restart with 9. These guys are on all separate strategies. Everyone here wants to win this race. Every single driver in this field. We've been putting on fast laps all day long. Great racing. And now it comes down to this. Who is going to be there at the end to be able to take home the trophy in the Hawk Tua 400? I have no idea. I'm excited to see who's going to do it. It's going to be pretty good.
Here we go, coming up to the restart. 9 laps to go. They'll get things fired off here in a hurry. Can Paul Hill hold on in his car? Trying to maintain speed here, a little bit quick to the restart zone. A push by Gossett.
Whoa!
That pushes Hill off the bottom. Gossett bullies his way for the race lead.
That might be a penalty. That 33 made a move, changed lanes before the start-finish line. We don't have live race control, but that's something that will be reviewed at the end of this thing. Holy cow, side by side for the lead, 9 laps to go. That 33 shoved the 26 into the corner to where he had to get in the grass. He slides up the hill, he's trying to make it work on the top. 33's being a bully right now, trying to move his way up to the front. Doesn't matter how he does it, he's gonna rear end people, he's gonna move people out of the way, he's gonna try and take this win away from Paul Hill at any cost. That's what that 33's doing right now.
Derek Heitman also pushing the back of Gossett to move him forward. Put Gossett to the race lead. Now it's the question, can he hold on for 8 more laps? Hill trying to reset things as he moves to the bottom. Hudson looking to take away 3rd spot also.
My goodness, I cannot believe what I saw on that restart. But 33's got it right now. But if I were at 33, I would not want to see that 26 in my rear bumper, knowing what I did. And take a look right here. Yep, he gets onto his rear bumper. He's going to move him up the hill. He's down to the bottom. And now side by side for the lead with 6.5 laps to go. Nolan Hodgson in the 12. We saw him win in Atlanta. We'll see if he's able to do it again. Maybe that 26 making the bottom work. He's slick up into the door. The 33 hanging on to it. Crossing the stripe with 6 laps to go. Who will it be? That 26 got the run down to the bottom. 33 loses the lead, and that 26 takes it back in a dominating fashion.
Now Hill tries to block both lanes, all while Hodgson tries to take away second. Coming up 5 laps to go from Texas. Hill clips the apron. Here comes Gossett. Gossett boosts. Hill blocks hard. Gossett taking 3 wide. The 12 trying to poke underneath. Now pushed down as Hodgson tries to stay to the bottom. Gossett pushes up. And now it's Owen Hodgson 4 wide for the race lead.
Oh, this is awesome. Let's go. Heitman trying to make it a big wide move, but that's not going to work. More contact. Hill's in the side of Gossett. Up front, Nolan Hodgson. He's a happy guy running in the lead. Oh, contact and already to the wall. Goes to 26 at 33. Bullied him into the wall. Took him out. Just like that. Nolan Hodgson with the lead. Now Derek Heitman in second, trying to chase him back down. But Nolan Hodgson in that gold Chevrolet pulls away with just 3.5 laps to go.
He's got a buffer, and it's growing in fast. Gossett retakes second. They're going to have to close up rapidly if they want any sort of chance here. Last time by the stripe, these drivers recording near identical times to the race leader. 29.7s aren't going to do it. They need to run in the 6s or the 5s possibly with 3 laps to do it and clean track ahead outside of 1 lap car.
We're down to it. Coming to get 2 laps to go in this race. Battle for 4th is still raging on, but it's the top 3 we're paying attention to right now. Nolan Hodgson got this in the bag right now, but Gossett's all over the rear bumper trying to make it work as they're all over the place back for 5th and 6th. Still in the top 3 and 4 unchanged. Back in the back of the field, you see the 6 car Delaney getting up near the side of Roman. More contact, still trying to hang on to it. No one is around. They hanging on to the race car. You'll see cars all over this racetrack trying to make it work. But Nolan Hodgson, his 2-tire strategy as he comes around to get the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Texas. He's got it right now in that gold Chevy. Will he be able to hang on through turns 1 and 2? Looks good. He's got just a half a lap to be able to become a 2-time winner in the full-length Cup Challenge.
Been a battle all night long. Strategy calls have seen him come up to the front. Took 2 tires to gain some track position. But it all came down to a sprint to the end. Nolan Hodgson will come out of turn 4 and take the checker flag. He wins at Texas.
All right. He's a happy guy. Look at him. He's exhausted. Man, he just laid his head back like he's just took a big sigh of relief. 1 car went through the grass there at the end to be able to come across the line. But that 12 car did the right thing, made sure that bully didn't win, ended up getting the win today. Nolan Hodgson into the 12, took 2 tires. His strategy, his plan worked perfect for him. He is going to be the winner of the Hawksua 400 here at Texas in the full-length Cup Challenge. You see Adam Benefiel giving him a shot in the rear as a congratulatory bump. He comes on the front straightaway, and he's going to be doing a little bit of a burnout. Let's see it. Get it, Nolan. Well done.
Hodgson burning it on down. Now it's going to get interesting how the win totals look. That's his 2nd this season, his 3rd top 5, and his 6th top 10. That shoots him to 2nd in the postseason standings. Just like that, our 2nd multi-race winner of 2025. But that being said, as he celebrates the victory, we'll take a step aside. We come back. More coverage. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage of the Full-Length Cup Challenge.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway for tonight's coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge here on Maconi Entertainment. As in the end, it comes down to a shootout. After a lot of bumping and banging, it's Noah Hodgson who comes away with his second win of the season over Tommy Gossett. Derek Heitman comes away third. Adam Benefiel in fourth for the Andrew Dyson, plowing his way to the top 5. Nicholas Vroman in 6th. Hoffman, Hutchison, Delaney, and Stone, another top 10.
Finishing in 11th will be Matt DiCiani from Illinois. 12th, Lucas Hoytsma, followed by 13th, Neil Pearson. 14th, Bobby Anderson. 15th will be Paul Hill, followed by Sean O'Brien Jr. in 16th. 17th will be Hunter Truell from New England. 18th, number 51, Ed Ryan. 19th will be Jedi Taylor. And 20th will be Stephen Williams.
21st goes the way of Tyler Hunter, Cliff Mullins in 22nd with Hall and Sanner, 23rd, 24th. Zodiac, Thompson, Hoytsma, Dave Hoytsma specifically, Kopacheski, Tracy Mesnard, your top 30.
31st, Tanner Marty, followed by Stoney Benfield, Devin Medeiros, Carl Dodson, Alex Princeton, Jacob Simpson, William Owens, 37th, 38th, Robert Miller, after such a heartbreak, would have won this race, I think, but he had internet connection. 39th, Larry McDonald, and 40th will be Gregory Robinson.
41st going the way of Brandon Hastings, Billy Brinkley, 42nd, while Petrovic and Murray rounding out their running order here tonight. In this one, so let's take a chance to move down to virtual victory lane. Nolan Hodgson coming away with win number 2. Nolan, you do it at 1.5 miles this time. How's it feel to win here at Texas?
Oh, it feels absolutely amazing. I mean, coming into all these, what you would consider normal racetracks, I think about, I want to get the gremlin of, can only win at a super speedway, type track. And, I was able to pull this win off. I'm ecstatic right now.
How difficult were those moves towards the end of the race? It got chippy out there, it seemed.
Oh yeah, there was plenty of contact, but hey, Rubbin's racing. I mean, I was like shaking the last like 3 laps. I think Gossett was catching me just by a little bit. I mean, we were throwing it in places I didn't know you could do at Texas. But I think overall it was a fantastic battle. It was very clean. I can't say anything bad about it.
That being said, how do you approach Kansas next week now with 2 wins on the schedule and you being one of the top drivers now in the postseason standings?
Well, I approach it kind of like every other week. I think this week will be a big learning week for me. Just try to stay in a solid position throughout the race. Historically, I've ever since they updated this car at that track, I haven't particularly been the best there, but I'm gonna run a lot of laps this week and hopefully find myself in a good position next week as well.
Any shout-outs you'd like to give here tonight?
Yeah, so the boys, I finally given permission to announce Majula C Setup Shop. We're coming in pretty hot now with releasing the Setup Shop coming next season. Joe Galata, he's really helped me get better at these race cars, and Paul Hill, he's always good to work with. And all the boys back at the shop, they create amazing race cars and teach me the correct racecraft to be able to find myself in these positions at the end of these races.
Congratulations on the win here tonight, Nolan.
Thank you.
Nolan Huntington coming away with a race win tonight. Tommy Gossett in second. As not sure what to say about what noise just came on through there, but Tommy, you had a battle and a half there for second. Talk us through your perspective on what was a chippy final run to the checkered.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a good race, so full of mistakes for me that I think let a win slip away. But again, congrats to Nolan. He outdueled me for it, so he got the better of me. But yeah, it was just fun, just hard racing, clean racing, but fun.
How tricky was it involving the tires themselves? Because it seemed like anytime someone got a huge run tonight, Tommy, someone would then immediately fall back. I believe you fell back amongst some of your fellow cars in the Ryko camp did the same and then charged back up. What was that like with that management of the tires where it was almost like a yo-yo with position?
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it, honestly, Justin, as a yo-yo. You had the people pushing and you had the people saving, and then you had the people who, when they were coming back through from saving, they kept the tires on or they burned them off. And I fell into the burning them off camp while I was coming back through the field.
So now the question's going to be, we've seen you make some starts this season. Will you be back for Kansas? And if so, what's the approach going to be for Kansas?
Well, yeah, I'll be back for Kansas. Let's get as many points as possible and try to win as many as possible.
Keep it quite simple. Well, anyone you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, first off, I got to thank God. Got to thank my mom, of course. You see Gossip bus lines all over my car, Thomas Built Buses. The set, I wouldn't be in the league if it wasn't for Ken over at Ryko. It's set up at ryko.gg. And everybody associated with Gossip Bus Lines, BDT Drinks, Thomas Buses, Smyrna Ready Mix, Rutherford County Co-op, and everybody you'll see on my car throughout a rotation.
Congratulations on the run here tonight.
Thank you.
Tommy Gossett coming away second spot tonight. Derek Heitman from Fortis rounds out the top three. He's with Kirk.
Derek, you did a great job tonight getting yourself into the top three. Almost had a chance there at the win. Was there anything else you could have done to be able to get by those top two?
Probably not, man. I was on 2 tires and I was just trying to get the most I could out of it. I was doing everything I could, try to push Tommy. Try to get him through. I mean, we're not technically teammates in the league, but we're teammates, but I was just doing everything I could. I felt like I sacrificed myself, put myself in some bad positions a couple times to help him. But at the end of the day, we'll take a P3. I mean, this is a heck of a league to run up front in and be able to have this opportunity. So we'll take it as we can get them.
Man, I got to ask you this. I mean, that whole race, there was so much racing up in the top 10, top 15. These guys were just sliding each other all day. Have you ever experienced a race like this at Texas in your career? Has it ever been like this where you're able to battle so hard with so many great drivers?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't quite remember who was doing the off-season race when we were racing over the off-season last year, but when this league was first kicking off. But I mean, that Texas race was excellent too because we had a hot track temp. So I mean, it's amazing what happens when we get hot track temps and people actually have to drive the cars and can't just stand on the throttle the whole time. So it really weeds the men out from the boys and promotes a lot of great racing.
That's awesome, man. Is there anybody you'd like shout out before we send you off here before we get you back to Kansas?
Yeah, shout out Bridgestone, Victory One, Napo Auto Parts, Ryko, Ken Byron, Tommy for a P2, Nolan for winning. I mean, that was an excellent win by Nolan. He definitely, I knew Nolan and Paul were going to be really hard to beat tonight, man. So, I mean, they did an excellent job. They built themselves, or they had themselves a really good car tonight. But, I mean, I got to shout out the boys back home. Everybody that puts in the work, Sean, Quentin, Tommy, myself, Joseph, Roger. I mean, gosh, we run thousands of laps every single week in the stint sheet to try to get us to where we need to be, and give us the best possible machine for these league races and A Opens and NIS. And, for a driver like me, who's definitely not one of the best in here, but can compete to, like I said, be able to finish with the podium tonight. That's the most I could absolutely ask for.
Well, congrats on the podium there, Derek, and I wish you the best going in the next week at Kansas, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Congratulations on the top 3.
Hey, thanks, guys. Great broadcast. Can't wait to watch it back.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Back to you, Justin.
I'd like to thank the top three for taking time to speak with us during Polar Series coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. As in the end, an eventful one here at Texas. Your thoughts on that as we get ready for Kansas next week.
Yeah, Kansas, oh boy, it's going to be a real fun racetrack as well. You get a lot of good racing, multiple lines you can choose from. A lot of folks tend to like to ride right up on the wall. It's going to be a really fun, exciting race when we head there next week, May 10th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you come by and tune in for it. The Full Length Cup Challenge is one of the best series you could watch on iRacing right now in terms of entertainment. It's very hard to find anything that's better. You got 45 cars on the track, and most of them have a good chance of winning every single given week, with 9 different winners in the first 11 races. Really shows you how much talent they got, and it's going to be exciting to watch them next week. But for tonight, I got to tell you, Texas was outstanding to watch. Early on, had a couple bumps in the road, took out a lot of guys that I thought might have a good night. However, man, just great racing throughout the race. A lot of cars that chose to be very conservative. Some choose to be very aggressive. Ended up getting pretty close to a win, but we saw Nolan Hodgson go out there and show him that he is somebody who does not just win on the super speedways. He can win at Texas, he can win on other tracks, and I'm excited to see how he does throughout the rest of the season. Like I said back in Daytona, you want to watch that kid. He's going places.
With that being said, it's time to thank you for tuning in for tonight's action. Calling the action tonight with myself, Justin Prince, alongside Kirk Mills, DJ Lyon was producing. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. Hope you stay tuned to all our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.